This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city right. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves now with enterprise. Switch it up.
What up, baby?
Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been
What is going on?
Singing this just a welcome, bro.
I'm Fred Flintstone today, baby.
Time to grind, time to shine.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You're not used to seeing me without a hat, I think. What is going on? It is Clock Blockers, the #1 Miami fan morning show. Good morning to my Finlaws and my family. Super excited to be seeing you guys. My name is Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Super excited to see y'all today. You can also follow Miami Sports Music everywhere at Miami Sports Music, except online where we are at MIA Sports Music. If you want to hit that like button on your way in, I won't be mad at you. Hit the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have over 11,000 subscribers. That's right, over 11,000 subscribers, and it's awesome. It is super awesome. So super excited to see everybody doing their thing. Let's see here, man. Who else is up in here? I want to say hello to, I haven't seen y'all in a while. So let me say hello to some people in the chat while I'm here. Flavor J, Triple S Podcast is in the building. Corey Walker, JC Texas Art. What is going on? Triple S Podcast says, so glad I got to go to this game. Thanks for facilitating it, Stephen and Sarni. Appreciate it. As life goes on, be truly grateful. If you're vertical, you're 100% blessed. Triple S Podcast with $10 donation. Appreciate it. Hold on. There we go. Thank you for facilitating tickets for my dad and I, Stephen. We had a blast. Tailgate was amazing. Met Cameron, Batman, and Allie. What a game. What a time. Oh, and everyone donate. I appreciate it. I'm glad you had a good time, man. Super excited that you're there. I was hoping to meet you at the game, Stephen. I'm sorry, man. Look, we drove from Santa. You could have stopped by my house, man. I live in Mississippi. You could have just stopped. You could have said hello, JC. Sick Turtle's in the building. What's up, Sick Turtle? Yeah, yabba dabba doo. That's what I'm wearing. I figured it's Halloween. I should wear my costume today. All right. I feel like I'm Fred Flintstone. I like it. Is it just me or you predicted the Broncos win? I 100% predicted the Broncos win, Raul. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. You paying attention. I 100% predicted that game. I said, oh, yeah, it's definitely a trap game. Broncos are a division rival. Kansas City's not. I told you all that's going to happen. I told you. Now, here's the messed up part, okay? It's been a long time since they've lost back-to-back games, okay? And we'll get into all that, but there's a first for everything, okay? And it happens this week, okay? That's all I know. Triple S Podcast. Stephen, are you going to the Black Friday Jets game? I'll be at that game. No, I'm not going to go to that. I'm going to be with the family, man. I'm going to be with the family. I told y'all what was going to happen. Didn't nobody believe me? Didn't none of y'all believe me? Join now. Sign up to become a member today. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. Sign up today to become a member. The link is in the description below. Would love to see 2 new members to the channel today. It would help. It would go such a long way into helping the channel grow. We can't grow without your help. So if you want to grow, if you want to be with us, do it now. Do it now. Get to the chopper now. If you want to help the channel grow by donating, just like you saw Triple S did, you can do that as well. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat, or you can use Cash App or PayPal, which is $MSM Podcast Network, or use the QR code that you see right there on your screen, or you can use MSM Podcast Network right there on PayPal, or use the QR code that you currently see on your screen. It helps, goes such a long way. I don't care if it's $1. It helps, okay? This is what I do. I do have some updated news about my what's going on with me, which I'm pretty excited about. ZSM Sports, the #1 place to get your cards, jerseys, balls, and hard-to-find items. Make sure you follow ZSM Sports today. and Tailgreeter. Download the app today on your current Apple, whatever you got, or Android devices. Make sure you do that today. Follow Tailgreeter online at TAILGREETER. What else? Who else is in the building today, man? Bip Bop is in the building. Pamela is in the building. Hello, Pamela. Super excited. Mark, the Godfather, the Fin Father, the Pod Father, whatever you want to call him. He is in the building. 6193 is in the building. Good morning from New England. What's up, 6193? Who else, man? Who else? Zach Turk. Zach Turk is in the building. Hello, Zach. How are you? Super excited that you're here. Aldo, how's it going today? Aldo, make sure you guys go check out my man's sub shop over there in Pembroke Pines, Hangry Owls. It's the best, man. It's awesome subs. All right. It's the best subs in South Florida. That's all I'm gonna say. Best subs in South Florida. So those are facts. Make sure you guys go check out Hangry Owls in Pembroke Pines today. Aldo is the man. He'll take care of you. That's his shop. It's good stuff. All right, man. Look, a lot to go on. We're going to have a co-host today. He'll be on shortly. We're going to have a special guest in here shortly, and we're going to talk NFL trade deadline. I haven't seen you all in a few days, man. To be perfectly honest, I had to hit the reset button. The last 2 weeks took a lot out of me, and I hadn't really spent any time with my family, and just needed to spend some quality time with my wife and my kids, and that's what I did for the last week. Friday, I was having a pretty rough day, and just took it down, which is what I needed to do. Sunday, I got to celebrate my 12-year wedding anniversary with my wife. Took her out to a real nice fancy restaurant, gave her, showered her with presents, and it was good. It was what I needed to do. And then yesterday, we slept in, so which was good too. And I haven't done that, so I enjoyed it. It was good. And yesterday, so look, this is what I do Monday through Friday. I live off your donations, and those are facts. And the events that I put on, they have very little profitability because I'm trying to make it affordable as much as possible. And when things go correctly, they're great. And when things don't go correctly, I'm the one that its head is on. So I've been thinking about, what I can do, A, to supplement, but B, to kind of focus on my future. When I was 11 years old or 12 years old, I made this list, and this list wrote, things that I was going to do. I was, going to work for ESPN. I did that. I was going to work. I did a list when I was like 12 years old of everything I wanted to accomplish. And I've done like 3/4 of them. I'm going to meet Dan Marino. Done that. I'm going to meet Derek Jeter. I haven't done that one yet. But I had work stuff up there too. It said I'm going to have my own morning show. I had my own morning show. Like Greeny and Golick is what I wrote up there. And one of the things I wrote is I wanted to do baseball play-by-play. And that is one of my goals. So, one of the things that I live right next to a AA baseball team here, and I'm pretty excited about it. So they had a position open up for marketing, and I sent my resume in and sent my stuff in, and I got a phone call yesterday, and it went very well. So we're going to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited about it. I don't know. It's not going to lead to play-by-play right away, but it'll eventually maybe get me there, which is where I want to be. So I think the last thing I really want to do in the sports world is do play-by-play for baseball. It's my dream. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, runners at the corners. Here's the pitch. It's a knocker into left field, and the runner advances from third and scores from home. He's safe at the plate. Yeah, so that's what I want to do. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed, make some prayers, hope that happens. And we're gonna see what happens. So I'm excited for that. All purpose yard says I got a radio face and a good voice. All purpose yard says I just ordered 2 mystery boxes from Zach at ZSM Sports. You got a voice too, Steven. I appreciate it, man. I'm excited about it. Bip Bob says, Steven, how do I get in touch with ZSM Sports? Let me tell you how I get in touch with ZSM Sports, man. Right here, man. Let me take this comment off the screen there. There we go. Thank you for the $2 donation. But yeah, it's ZSM Sports at Sports ZSM on Instagram, on Twitter at ZSM_sports, or on Facebook at ZSM-sports. Tell them I sent you. Hit him up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and he'll take care of you, man. Tell him I sent you, and he will definitely take care of you. Okay, he's good. He's good people. Mark Newman says we're here. I appreciate it, Mark. I appreciate it. But it is Tuesday, and it does mean you would be great at that. I appreciate it, man. Great. Stay in the sports water, Steven. The temp's great. I appreciate it, Pip Pop. Tuesday. It's hot takes. And you know what that means? I have a hot take co-host. And this guy, he's an interesting character. And I don't know where he took my co-host today, this person, but I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous because it is Halloween. And this guy, who's that? I ain't gonna lie, that's a dope. Is that like a it changes like a video?
You know what I mean? We got to figure out what we want, how we feel. You know, today I'm feeling happy. So it's Halloween, so I'm scary happy. The Dolphins are 6-2,
happy.
so I'm scary happy. So it's all the smiles today. See, let's see what kind of smiles we got here for Halloween. How about this one? Yeah, you like this grin? It's a nice.
Can you
nice
change
little
it? I love it.
Dolphin, you know what I'm saying, energy today, you know what I'm saying?
Is there an app that changes it?
I just tell it what to do, Steven. You know,
you just tell it what to do.
I just tell it what to
reads your
do.
mind, bro.
Reads my mind. It was like, you know, we was representing, you know, everybody knows that, you know, we represent for all the sports teams down south. So we're gonna get some of that in there too, you know what I'm saying? That's my team right there. That's my team right there. You know. But this how we feeling this morning, you know what I'm saying? We feeling dangerously happy.
Dangerously happy.
Dangerously happy, you know.
So what's up, man? I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. Things have been going really well for you. Hockey season started. You've been in the full swing of dealing with the Panthers and DJing there at the arena
yes, sir.
on a home night basis. How are things going, man?
Yeah, we just finished a homestand. We went 3-1 on that homestand, which is pretty good. The team is looking like they're figuring it out. You know, we got some of the heavy hitters, of course, coming back, Barkov and Kachuk. They look like they're finding their way. I give them 25, 30 games until they really start making an impact. But some of the new guys, Rodriguez, Kolakov, and these guys, they're really holding it down for us. We lost last night to Boston, but it was a really, really good game. Boston is like 8-0-1 on the season, but we went up 2-0.
We know what that President's Cup means.
Absolutely nothing. But them
got to get in. You just got to get in.
Just got to get in. But I'm actually looking at the guys and how they're coming together. The loss wasn't too terrible for me. We're 4-4, but it's all good though. You know what I mean? Go Cats. And but I'm excited about the Dolphins right now. They're the story of South Florida.
They are.
So
man.
let's stay on them for a second. You know, let's stay on the Dolphins.
You know, I did the Philadelphia game.
Mm-hmm.
Never going back to Philly, by the way. You and I haven't had a chance to talk about that.
Last time I saw you, we were celebrating the was it the Carolina win?
The Carolina win, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, nope, not going to do it. Not going back to Philly, Genesis.
Nah, don't go back to Philly.
Talking about scary, those fans were something else.
Are they really as bad as they say they are online?
So it was funny. Most of the day, I was like, oh, this isn't as bad as people are saying it is, because like 85% of the fans were really nice and good. The moment as we're getting closer to the game and more alcohol is being consumed by these people,
of course,
and I do mean these people, okay, because they are those people. All right.
Okay.
I have never been cussed out, screamed at, given the middle finger to. I mean, just an aggressive fan base. And it was funny because they were nervous. At least that's what they were saying. And after the game, we're like, oh, they're like, you guys suck. As we're like, I mean, getting harassed out of Philadelphia, the stadium. But we did it, and I don't ever need to do it again.
Don't need to do it again. I mean, you did your time,
I did my time.
You did your time.
I can say I went to Philadelphia wearing the opposing team's jersey. I did a tailgate. It was a kick-ass tailgate. The fans, DJ Sick Turtle was there. It was awesome. We had a great tailgate, but then we had a great meet and greet the night before. But yeah, I don't ever need to go back at all.
I know. What does it say?
I love your mask, bro. Steven SD doesn't like Philly, probably.
Yeah, you know. This is the message board today. This was the first hot take. The first hot take of the day. Stephen D doesn't like Philly. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. City of brotherly love, my you know what.
Yeah, and I mean,
so not that. It is so not that. But
you did your Fred Flintstone and got out of there, huh, boy?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. It was something else, man. So I did that, and I was glad to be out. And then I finally got home, and I've been home, and I'm not gonna lie. It was great watching the game from my couch this Sunday. I enjoyed every second of that.
You're like, I wasn't like this weekend. It wasn't that surprising, but New England, they tried. They
look.
they tried.
Here's the thing. I said when we did the pick'ems on Thursday with Cameron and Tamaris wasn't there, but with Cameron, I said, division opponents are interesting, right? For years, the Dolphins were a bad football team, but would always play well against Tom Brady and the Patriots. And division opponents know you better than anybody. Hence why I picked Denver to upset Kansas City this week. And
even after losing 16 straight?
100%. I said this is a trap game for Kansas City. They got, Denver's got a little, momentum on their side as far as, just okay. They were feeling themselves a little bit. No reason that they should have been feeling themselves, but nonetheless they were. And I said, this is a perfect game. It's in Denver. I was like, this is just a perfect game for them to lose. It's a trap game for Kansas City. And I was on the money, man. I nailed that game.
This is Kansas City this week, dead.
Oh my God. Like no other, just dead on arrival, man. Didn't even show up.
Skeletons, yeah, exactly. They had a skeleton face today.
But I say all that as far as the Dolphins game is concerned with New England. Because we didn't do Victory Monday yesterday.
No.
For me, I think it was a really good win. I know we didn't put up. What's funny about that? The Dolphins. Matter of fact, I'll let me bring this up. The Dolphins beat them 31-17, right? And they put up over 390 yards of total offense. They had 24 first downs. They were 3 for 3 on fourth downs. They had 73 total plays on offense. They only gave up 3 penalties, and only punted the ball 3 times. Look, they had a good game. There are games in past years that I would have killed for 390 yards and 31 points. Right? Killed for it, Genesis. And now, as Dolphin fans, we're sitting here complaining that, man, it was 390 yards, Tua threw an interception. It wasn't that great. We missed out. And by the way, they're not wrong. It was only 390 yards, Tua threw an interception. We left a lot out on that table.
They did.
But the fact of the matter is no matter how bad a division opponent is in that year, they're still a divisional opponent. And they're always going to play divisional opponents well. And look, we got to break out the brooms on New England. That's all I know. And Tua 6-0 against Belichick. No quarterback in this has started their career 6-0 against Belichick.
No, every time Tua plays Belichick, he's feeling a bit festive. He feels like he's going to have fun. He's going to the ball. He's going to have Him and Mike McDaniel. It doesn't seem like they are phased by
They're not.
you know
They're not.
the Bill Belichick and all of the different
And I think in past years,
schemes.
when you face those Belichick teams, you get a little intimidated. Not the Dolphins per se, but just teams in general.
Teams in general, I
And
totally
McDaniel and Tua,
agree with you.
they don't have that.
Nah, they don't.
At all.
Two 6-0 against them. He never seems phased by any schemes. You know that they're gonna double team Tyreek a lot. Did you see the last play when Tyreek took two of the DB and the safety, left Waddle wide open? I mean, the offense even throughout the game, even leading into late in the game, is still confusing guys with the motion and all of the movement that they do.
Yeah, the pre-snap movement is
crazy.
insane.
I believe they obviously have the
watching
highest
it.
percentage at 75% in the league. The next closest is like 52.
Well,
or
here's
something like that.
the funny part about that, Genesis. I'm watching the Monday night game last night. All right, and Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are doing the game, and it's Vegas versus Detroit, and Detroit was taking care of business, right? I mean,
they were
just running it down Vegas's throat last night. But most of the game, they're like, "Whoa." You know how many times the Dolphins were referenced last night? I mean, like, it's so funny now because you watch another NFL game and teams are comparing offenses to the Dolphins. Now it can't be duplicated. Let's just get that correct. But teams are trying to implement this pre-snap motion, and it's starting to take the league by storm a little bit. Teams are trying to bring them out and implement that, but they can't do it.
Yeah, what Miami has is when you have a lot of speed and you start seeing that speed pre-snap, and then you got to figure out what you're doing schematically, defensively. Are we switching when he comes outside? Am I taking him? Are you taking the inside guy? And you have to communicate right before the ball snaps.
Yep.
I can see a lot of commotion and a lot of confusion going on in those defensive backfields, man. And I like it. And I like it because it literally is opening. There's another scheme of opening the offense, just like a play action pass or something where you have to confuse the defense. The linebacker has to hold just for a quick second or whatever the case may be has to happen on defense. It is working, and the speed is showing here on the Miami side. And it also slows up the pass rush. It does a whole lot of things.
Aldo says every time he plays New England, he sees Flores. He sees shades of Flores. I mean, he's in Minnesota now, but I hear you. I hear you, Aldo. Like, look, I just think that every time Tua steps on the field, he's got something to prove, and he knows that. We'll get into this week here in a minute. I still want to wrap up this past week. For me, another thing that I saw from the Dolphins this past week is going into the fourth quarter, they had only given up one touchdown. Let's look. Mac Jones sucks. That offense in New England is trash.
You say Matt Jones soft like this teddy bear?
Like soft like that teddy bear. Soft like Cottonelle, boy. Let me tell you. But to still give up an NFL offense of only 14 points, or a team of 2 touchdowns in a game.
Hold on, before you continue.
By the way, that second touchdown was a garbage time touchdown on a press defense.
What I would say is we helped them out. Remember, the 2 turnovers that we had turned into 10 points that they had. So if we didn't do those particular things to self-inflicting wounds, who knows? They would probably walked away with 3 points if you really think about it.
You're 100% right. So look, people are talking about the defense. Look, I'll tell you right now. Whatchamacallit? What's his Bradley Chubb?
Oh, he's
3
coming on.
games with a sack.
He's coming on.
3 straight games with a sack.
I was a little nervous about him walking into the season. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I wasn't giving Bradley. I was like, yo, you need to come on this year, learn the system, and figure it out. And he's been coming on the last 3 games, and he's definitely showing that he's being worth that money. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Bradley Chubb. Coming in hard, coming in fierce.
Bradley Chubb is 100%. Start and people need to remember his best year.
This is the Bradley Chubb match right here.
Was with Vic Fangio in Denver, and now Vic Fangio's here, right? And so. I've been telling people all along, just guys, let this defense give it time to play it out, because at the end of the day, we're still waiting on people to come back. Look, Jalen Ramsey, come back first game, and got a pick, and he looks like a Hall of Famer already on the field. He makes that big of a difference.
He just looks like he belongs, the way he was making plays. It's funny.
They
There
didn't
was
even throw it his way.
you don't remember Ezekiel had a fumble early in the first half, and who laid the hat on him? It was Jalen Ramsey.
It was Jalen Ramsey knocking it out.
And we would have got it if we were able to get on that, because I believe the penalty was on New England. So everybody in the fans, because obviously I was at the game, everybody's like, Jalen's back, like he just changes the defense just from a
he 100%
from a mental standpoint. You know what I'm saying? He just plays very smart.
He's so good, and Nick Needham coming back played such an instrumental role in them being successful. And my hope is that over the next couple of weeks we're going to start seeing more and more people come back. And when that happens, man, after this trade deadline, we should be very close to full percent. After the bye week.
After the bye week, yeah.
We should be close to being at close to 100% capacity. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's in store for the Dolphins.
I'm ready for I'm paying attention to the defense, man. The offense is what it is. I mean, we're gonna obviously add HN when he comes back. The offensive line is still looking good. We got a couple scares. I know Lamb went down, Hunt went down. But the guys were able to bounce back.
My 7-year-old daughter was asking on Sunday, "Daddy, where's A-Chan?"
Oh, wow.
I was like, she made me so proud that she knew that. And I was like, he'll be back, honey. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your little head. He'll be back.
Big up to the little Daniels in there.
I know.
Sure they know the vibes,
Well, I like she's paying attention, man.
What was your daughter for Halloween? What is she going to be? Like,
she was a witch. Matter of fact, here I'll show you. Give me 1 second.
She was a witch.
We did a trunk or treat thing.
Okay.
There we go.
That sounds about Mississippi.
That sounds about Mississippi. We did a trunk or treat thing a couple days ago, and this is the family.
Wow.
This is the family.
Oh, look
right
at
there.
them.
All right.
I got to take my mask off for this.
My son was a astronaut. My daughter was a witch, and my wife was Wilma.
Of course. Beautiful, beautiful family. Beautiful
I
family.
Appreciate it, man.
Know what I mean?
If I don't do nothing else in this world, I pick the right wife and
make some beautiful kids, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I fail at everything else in life, so be it.
Hey, a wife that moves to Mississippi with you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro.
She's the one from Mississippi. That is just. I moved here for.
You moved for her. Oh, okay. So my bad, Steven. Okay. Hey, that man's taking happy wife, happy life to heart.
I've had enough. Her family's here. I have nobody. Okay. I'm alone here, Genesis. Okay. Alone.
You are the man. Happy wife, happy life. You are.
And boy, let me tell you,
face next to that.
I took her out for our 12th wedding anniversary. 12 years we've been married.
Wow.
On Sunday night, and I took her out to this real nice restaurant, and and had like little surprises. Had like a gold-plated rose. I
Look
found.
At that. Tell him, Steven. 12 years in, you still gotta go. You still gotta do it.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. And she walked. She's like, "That's the best, a wedding anniversary we've had since our first one." And I was like, killing the game, boy. Still 12 years strong, still killing the game.
You get the wink. You get the wink with it. Kobe. You get the wink there right now. You get the wink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Steven walking around with the wink. Like, yeah, got the swag.
It made me feel good. I was like,
that's good, man. Nah. So we gotta show these guys, you know what I'm saying? I know we in the sports and Dolphins, we still gotta take care of our ladies, right? We still gotta take care of our ladies, man. We still got to.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes, sir.
Miami Dolphins content said, "Don't sleep on Mississippi. It's a beautiful place, bro, for real." Hotty toddy. Hey, man, I like it here so far. It's been real chill, and I like real chill. I do like real chill.
Look who somebody trying to promote.
Now I will tell you, we live in a neighborhood, like a legit community, right? We live in a golf course. It's a big neighborhood. So I've never done a Halloween in a neighborhood. So I don't know how many. The over under is 150 kids tonight that are going to knock on the door.
You have candy? Are you prepared?
I do not have enough candy. After I get off here, I have to go to Walgreens because we printed out these. We're new to the neighborhood. Come and say hi.
Oh, so you have to be the guy with all the candy now. You can't be this. You can't be the stiff.
So, yeah, exactly. So I got to go get more candy. I got to go do that.
Imagine being a new guy that comes in the neighborhood and you get stiffed, and then all of a sudden tomorrow your house is just what, egged? Is that the thing that they still do?
And they better not. Not this house. No, sir. I'm gonna make sure I go get the real good candy.
You gotta get the real.
My wife went to go get more candy this past week, and she's like, "Well, there was only the dum-dums there, and I didn't want our house to have the just the sorry lollipops."
Yeah.
I was like, "So you got nothing?"
Well, that's worse, right?
There. I was like, "Well, thank you. Now it is on me to go out and get the real good candy for the kids in the neighborhood." You're killing me, honey.
You gotta talk to the neighbors and see how it's done, bro. You know what I mean? So you're not, you know what I mean?
So upset about
That's gonna be so funny. The neighborhood drama, Steven and the candy. How does it go?
Just move to the neighborhood. Oh man, you know that guy who was dressed up like Ted Flintstone?
He ain't had no good candy.
He ain't had no good candy, man. He got that Dolphins flag out front. Real talk, I have a huge Dolphins flag out the front of my house, waving. And on our mailbox last week, somebody just randomly put a brand new Dolphins lanyard on it.
Wow.
I don't know who it was. It wasn't my one neighbor because I asked him, but I got people just randomly leaving me Dolphins stuff in my neighborhood on my mailbox. So I ain't mad at it. It's a nice neighborhood if people are just randomly giving me lanyard, Dolphins.
What's that thing called? You got a secret dolphin admirer?
Dude, it's funny. There's so many. So on the plane down in New England, or not New England, for fan club weekend, for the Carolina game. I was on the plane in Jackson here in Mississippi, and there was a Dolphins fan, and come to find out he lives like 10 minutes away from my house. And he's a deacon at the church down here at one of the local churches.
And a deacon?
He's a deacon at a local church and a huge Miami Dolphins fan. Him and his wife were there. Great couple, beautiful couple. And so I invited them over yesterday or Sunday to watch the game. And so it was kind of cool having the house with another Dolphins fan watching the game. And he and his wife were decked out in Dolphins gear, and their 2-year-old was decked out in Dolphins gear. And so in my house, when the Dolphins get a first down, we're just like at the stadium. That's another Miami Dolphins
first down.
So I got my whole family set up to do that. And the 2-year-old Zachariah, who was great, by the end of the game, he was like, first down. He was on point with it. I was like, let's go. Let's go out here teaching them young. I like
you gotta teach them young, man. Next is gonna be fins to the left.
Man, I was telling them, I was like, my kids learn the Dolphins fight song before they learn their ABCs.
Miami Dolphins.
My priorities are just a little bit skewed in my house.
You know what's funny? I had to actually look up when that song was made and why it was actually created in 1972 after the perfect season. Because I had to figure it out. I was like, how long has this song been running? Since 72, baby.
So it's actually the Houston Texans or it was the old Houston Oilers song.
Was it?
And they changed the words for us. And so we adopted it. It is the old Houston Oilers song. That I found out.
Well, they haven't done anything, so I don't feel bad taking it from them. Debo.
Debo. He gonna go cry in the car, man. He gonna go cry in the car.
I'm gonna take this off for a second because
it's a little hot, man. Whoa!
It's me on the
head. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Hot Take Tuesday. I am Steven Daniels. He is DJ Genesis, and we're just chilling here on this Hot Take Tuesday. It is NFL trade deadline Tuesday. Before we get into talking about the game in Germany and everything, let's talk a little trade deadline stuff here, Genesis.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fill this one in because I was looking yesterday. It seems to be kind of quiet. I believe Leonard Williams went to the Seahawks, and that seemed to be like the biggest set of news that I've seen so far. Unless you got something that came down the pipelines, it's been kind of quiet. I know today at 4 o'clock, it's over. But it seems that a lot of teams are staying pat. What do you think?
Well, it's weird, right? You know, you and I are both big NBA fans, and I'm a big Major League Baseball fan. And by the way, those Los Angeles LeBrons, they're looking pretty good. That's all I'm gonna say. LeBron, 20 years still out here, hitting 3-pointers in the last 10 seconds of a game out here. Don't talk about my man LeBron, okay? The Los Angeles LeBrons, baby. That's all I'm gonna say. Although the Heat, man, I was really upset about the Heat last night.
Well, that was a tough one, but
tough loss, man.
You know us, we got to figure it out with all these other players that we got coming in. Bam didn't play.
Look, it's a matter of them, you know. Just it's new. The season's new, and they'll get it. They'll get it. But LeBron does look great for 20 years in the league, 21 years in the league. I'm just throwing that out.
The last couple of games, he does look like he knows when to turn it on. And
21 years in the league, and he's still out here cooking folk. All right,
he had a couple
out here cooking folk. All right, that's all I know. Anyways, unlike Major League Baseball and NBA, the trade deadline is a huge thing. We saw last year with the Lakers; they traded half their team. You never see that in the NFL. You just don't. Major League Baseball, there's always, because there's such a limited playoff spots. Although they're at 7 now per each league, national and American. There's still, you kind of know that they do it with what 1 or 2 months left of the season. August 30 or July 31st is the trade deadline in baseball, and you still have 2 months. In football, it's half the season. There's still so many teams that can kind of get into that last playoff spot. And unless you're tanking for somebody, and I don't care, that is a thing. We all know that's a thing. It's tough for franchises to give up valuable assets. So it is rare that you see players get on the trade block because you just don't see it.
This is what I've chalked the NFL deadline up to the last couple of years. A bunch of hype and drama. They like to talk about the same players that at the beginning of the season may have been having trouble with their teams. Like right now, the news is about which running back is going to get traded because they were the big story at the beginning of the season in terms of like being undervalued or whatnot. Saquon obviously says he doesn't want to leave New York. There's talks that Henry from the Titans might be on the move.
They won against Atlanta, and I said last week, I said if Tennessee loses, they're putting people on the trade block. If they win, they're going to go after a playoff spot.
But they won, and they believe Will Levis. Let's see what happens.
Well, now Ryan Tannehill is somebody that could be on the trade block. I 100% could see that.
What are you gonna get back for Ryan Tannehill?
Not about what you can get back. It's getting anything for him, right?
But you also need a solid backup, though. I think Ryan should stay and accept the backup.
You have that, and Malik.
Don't say his name.
Yeah.
Don't.
You know what I'm
talking
about.
Willis.
Yes.
No, he's not an NFL quarterback. I've seen him. I've seen him in the role, and he is not it. I'm telling you that. They thought he would be. They thought he just doesn't seem like he fits in the NFL. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted him to do well, the brothers and all of that out there, but he's just not it, man. He comes out, he looks nervous. He just doesn't look like he belongs in the NFL. That's just from my small sample size of seeing him. And Will Levis came out and threw 4 touchdowns. He belongs, okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Now here's what I'm saying, right? Minnesota's in a catch-22 right now. They just had their MVP type quarterback. Okay, he was up for an MVP. He was putting up numbers this year. Kurt,
my fantasy team was 7-0 because Kurt was a quarterback, and he just went down.
So I don't gamble. I don't do any sort of fantasy sports, but my wife still does fantasy.
Whoa! Pull that back. Pull that. Yeah. That's the take of the day. You don't do fantasy football, but your wife does.
So I in 2017, August of 2017, I stopped everything. I stopped gambling. I stopped daily fantasy sports. I stopped everything.
Was because this for me, a personal thing? You just
dude. Because if I get into it, I mean, we're talking about ungodly amount of hours that are spent on this.
Okay.
And so it just wasn't good for my family, right? And so personal thing. I don't mind talking about it. I've had this conversation with people.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those.
But my wife
just
did.
don't
My
like
wife
it,
did
yeah.
fantasy football this year at her job,
Okay.
and she was so happy about getting Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins been cooking.
Cooking.
And so I told her this past Sunday, I said, Kirk Cousins, he's out for the year. And her face dropped.
Drop.
Just dropped. What? Yes. Face dropped.
You should have seen me last night in the middle of the Dolphin game. Like, what happened? Kurt? No.
Look, and people are like, Steven, that don't add up, man. Look, here's the thing, man.
I kind of understand because he said it's
at 10 a.m. on Sunday, on Sundays, I would be doing my and by the way, I couldn't just have one fantasy team. I had to have like 6 or 7 plus the daily fantasy stuff. We're talking about from 10 a.m. to like a little after midnight when the Sunday night game ends. I'm all about like, don't bother me. I don't want to be bothered. It's all about fantasy football. It was not good. I can't just do something a little bit. When I take it to the extreme.
100. Huh?
Yep. And so I just,
you know what? I respect that. Steven said, I'd rather be married and have a family.
I would rather be married and have a family than than
do something. Hey, that's a sacrifice we have.
Now, having said that, Genesis, when I did play, you were talking to a 2-time champion. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying I knew what I was good at what I did.
You put your stats out there, but you said sometimes, it goes through. But I respect that. That's why I was like, hold on. Something got to be about this. Steve's like, yeah, I go too hard. I go too far.
I go too hard in the paint.
I hear you. I respect that.
So, yeah, man. But I say all that to say this. So Tannehill is somebody that would fit right into Minnesota, right? I feel like he would fit right into Minnesota. And there's a couple of other people that I think would be interesting in Minnesota.
That next quarterback move is going to be good because Kirk Cousins on the last year of his contract. Who knows how he comes back from his injury?
I feel bad.
Yeah, I'm like, is that the way that we're going to see him go out in Minnesota? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of nervous that that's the way because he was playing the best football of his career. They were on a 3-game winning streak. They were figuring things out, even with JJ out. And they were figuring things out. Hawkinson was looking good. The rookie wide receiver was balling. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. It was not Addison.
I know you're talking about.
I'm talking number 3. He was balling over the weekend. So they
still got Justin Jefferson, bro.
I know, but he's hurt. I mean, he's coming back. But now with this new quarterback, we'll see how they flex. Man.
And they're still in the thick of it.
Yeah, they are. So I mean, they're not fighting for any type of
Now,
draft
watching the game last night. Speaking of players that are on the trade, that should be on the trade block.
Oh,
there's nobody I feel more bad for in the NFL than Devonte Adams. Like that man went to Vegas to be with Derek Carr, like his best friend. Went there to be with him. Wasn't there a year. Derek Carr, peace out. We're not moving forward with you. And last week, Derek Carr or Devonte Adams in a press conference says, I came here to not just win games, but to be great. And I came here to play with Derek. And we're not doing that. And last night, he had 1 catch for 11 yards and was wide open twice. That would have been an easy 98-yard touchdown and an easy 65-yard touchdown. Wide open. Garoppolo couldn't hit him. And he was wide open.
Couldn't hit him.
And I said to myself, I was like, man, that is not good. Like that is a marriage that is.
Yeah, let's say they're not. Let's say they're not about to have 12-year anniversary. Let's just say that.
No, they are not. and I'll tell you, I think Emmanuel Acho on Twitter said it last night, or somebody else said it on Twitter, but I said the same thing. I said, if I'm Devonte Adams, I'm walking straight into the owner's office after the game. Talking about, you need to move me. I'm not going to play this year for you anymore. I'm done. I'm not playing this game. I am not a fan of players necessarily sitting out a year, but I think Devonte Adams' best move is to not play another snap for Vegas, and he needs to threaten them with that so that they move him.
But I mean, if he
and then follow through on the threat
Don't you think he would have had to do that like 2-3 weeks ago to lead up to
he
lead up
said
to the
he
trade
said
deadline?
this offseason, Genesis, he said, look, I want you to move me. And they didn't. And they've sucked since the beginning of this year. So he's been, I'm sure he's hinting, are you guys going to move me? Are you guys going to move me? Are you guys going to move me?
But how much is this on the head coach, bro? He was in New England. He seemed to have an offensive.
He's a Belichick disciple. He wasn't good in Denver when he was there in Denver. He's not doing good in Vegas. I mean, I would probably say a little bit is on him, right?
So is Josh McDaniels just an offensive coordinator? You don't think he's a good head coach? I mean, he hasn't proven it. He hasn't proven to be a good head coach. So
Devonte Adams begged to be traded and given the biggest contract, and now we got to feel bad for him. No thanks. They gave him the biggest contract because that was the only way to keep him there. That was it. That was it. And look, as a man who is trying to provide for his family, if somebody's offering me the biggest contract to be the biggest YouTuber, even if it's ESPN or like somebody that like I'm really gonna consider it. I don't care if you call me a sellout, so be it. Like if I have a chance to get paid, I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah, but as a part of, but if you were to get paid, because I know you're a man of the actual art. But if you were there to get paid, and I understand this is different between sports and but I'm just trying to just indulge me. You get paid, but you're so passionate about what you do. You get up every day, you do this thing every week. Someone's paying you, and they say, you know what, Steven? We're only gonna put you on for an hour every Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Are you
getting paid?
Are you paying me an ungodly amount to do it?
I see where your loyalty lies. Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying that you won't take the money, but you cannot say that you're not going to be frustrated that the fact that you're being pigeonholed.
I will. But the whole
being held down.
Devonte Adams went there. And by the way, he didn't sign that contract after Derek Carr left. He signed that contract before Derek Carr left. So to me, that's the team saying, here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep Derek Carr until he signs that contract. And then he's with us. He ain't got no choice but to be with us, and we can get rid of Derek. That's exactly what, because let's be honest, Genesis. Free agents ain't flocking up to go to Las Vegas. They're not. They are not flocking up to go to Las Vegas.
There's no reason to, man. They seem confused, and I think the big reason is Josh McDaniels hasn't shown any consistency in winning.
He's a bad head coach, in my opinion. He's a bad head coach.
And I think it's funny. I think these guys, because we always have a spotlight on other guys when they're in the position or whatnot. Like I feel like Tua himself is being like microscoped unfairly. Still,
he has been his whole career, though. That's
right. But I'm saying this year, even us Dolphin fans, I was listening to the sports radio the other day. It's like we want him to be something that we're not even looking at. Like if we just look at what he's doing, we should be happy with what we have. But we always got to find some part to complain about. And I'm like, what are we doing? I complain about
if he doesn't throw for 400 yards or 300 yards every game and at least 3 touchdowns, he's the worst quarterback ever.
But we never thought he was even that guy. Who thought Tua?
Well, that's not true. I said
coming out of college, you thought he was
like he's got the potential to be great. He's got the potential to be great.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think he was a 353 touchdown a game guy. You know what I'm saying?
He out here.
No, he balling.
Leads the league in yards, leads the league in touchdowns. I mean, he's out here. He's the MVP right now, as far as I'm concerned.
I was happy with getting Tua because I thought mentally he would make the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because I also understand in the NFL it's not always about talent. Talent gets you so far, but the intangibles, like this year, what's his biggest intangible this year? Getting the ball out fast. He's number one in like 2.4 seconds. Or whatnot. Josh Allen doesn't do that.
By the way, with the most injuries, he's doing that. I just want to put this caveat up there. Nobody's had more injuries on the offensive line this year than the Miami Dolphins.
I think this
he's still out here cooking folk.
I think this is coming back from one of our arguments.
He's still out here cooking folk.
You still on that preseason? When we had a preseason chat about injuries.
I have been on the money this year. People don't understand. Everybody was like, Steven, you're being a homer. I'm pretty sure I said we were going to be 6-2. I'm pretty sure I said Tua was going to be an MVP as long as he was healthy. I'm pretty sure I said that Denver was going to win last week. I'm telling you all right now, y'all listen to me. I know I get some stuff wrong. I get it. I understand. I'm not perfect. There's only 3 things in this world that are perfect. Jesus, the 1972 Miami Dolphins, and this face. Okay. That's it. All right. That's it. Ain't nothing else. So let's call a spade, Genesis. Okay.
So you tell me you could get paid for this passion you have just to be on for an hour?
Shut up, Genesis.
That's how Devonte Adams feeling right now.
He is feeling like
that.
I
need to be free. I know y'all paid me.
I know y'all paid.
I'm not here. I'm not here for one for 8. I'm not here for one catch 8 yards, bro. That's not why I'm here. I'm not growing these dreads and get these dreads done to look good on primetime TV for y'all to throw the ball 1 for 8 times for me to slam my helmet down on the goddamn.
He was so mad.
Right. Hot. Yo, when I saw the double move and he missed them, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I was like, "Oh, it's bad. It's bad."
Even Aaron Rodgers was like, "Oh my god."
I know. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Tuesday. It is trade deadline Tuesday, so it would just only be right and fitting that we have from Dolphins Weekly. He writes for the AP. He writes for Dolphins Wire. He is the man, ladies and gentlemen. One of my good friends, Mr. Jason Sardi.
Happy Halloween, everybody! Happy Halloween!
What up, baby?
How we doing?
How you doing? I'm
doing okay on this Tuesday trade deadline.
Do you live in a neighborhood, Jason?
I do.
Okay, so question. What is Halloween like in your neighborhood? How many kids?
It's a scene, man. It is a scene.
So I've never lived in a neighborhood during Halloween. Like, I'm a little nervous about tonight. A little nervous. Over-under's like 150 kids coming to get
you got any advice for him? You got any advice for him, Jason?
Yes, I do. Now, if you're in a neighborhood, they're going to know your house from one thing and one thing
That's
only.
what Genesis said. They're going to egg my house.
If the kid, no. They're not. If you come correct with the candy, if you have any of those dots off, if you dare have candy corn, go out.
Real quick,
get out.
I told my wife to go get some more candy a couple days ago, and she came back. She's like, all they had was these lollipop dum-dums, and I don't want to be that house that has those lollipop dum-dums. And I was mad at her for not getting them. Are you saying that my wife had the right way of thinking?
You gotta go good candy. You gotta go premium.
You got to go Premier. You got to go, especially as a new guy. You got to. I'm sorry. You got to break the bank on the candy.
This is the house with the full Snickers. You go with a full Snickers, you're king.
Full Snickers, full Skittles, not Skedaddles, Skittles. You got to get Skittles. You know, you got to make sure you get the Twix and the Kit Kat. Both of them. You can't go one over. You got to have both of them now, Steve. You know what I'm saying? You know? I go Snickers over Milky Way. That's just my preference, you know, for the chocolate, you know, and something special that the kids will remember the house by. You know what I mean? Something that you might have made personally, maybe some drops or something like that they remember that you made it. You know what I mean? Are we making them nervous, Jason? Are we making them nervous?
He's texting the missus right now. He's like, we have some serious issues right now.
I was looking at something on Twitter. I'm reading something. Y'all killing me. All right, Jason. Let's get into the trade deadline. We'll start out with just some names around the league that you think are going to get moved, and then we'll dive into the Dolphins and everything with them. Just some people around the league you think might get moved today.
Anybody getting some Halloween treats this weekend?
You know, to go specific person and name, I hate to do. I like to look at teams and situations and scenarios.
Yeah,
because I don't want to marry myself to a name. You know what I mean? But if you're looking at teams that are out, that are sellers, you know, I don't care if the Broncos got a win. They're still second worst in the AFC conference. I don't necessarily know that they're making a run here. They do have a number of players that they could ship out for relatively low cost. Jewel, if you're looking at what's happening with Surtain, so maybe that team being on a bye week. Now, again, another team situation scenario. They're on a bye week this week. So they have a business. Let's take a breath. Let's see what we can do. They have all the time in the world today, knowing that they can make a business deal and have all the time in the world to adapt to it if they're sending someone out, bringing another player up for that role, or any other team on a bye week this week, like San Francisco, who might be bringing a player in. I mentioned those two teams because those are the two teams that Chris Grier has dealt with very recently. If we're thinking of Chris Grier doing a deal, it's very, very, very minimal because of where they're at in Germany at the moment. So I don't think they're shipping a player out who flew to Germany. That's odd, frankly. That's just odd.
So now, Emmanuel Ogbah is not going to get moved.
Two things I'm going to guarantee what I am not on YouTube. I am not a doctor, and I have no clue what's on a flight manifest. So I don't know who was on that flight.
But you find it very unlikely that if Emmanuel Ogbah made the trip to Germany, that he's probably not getting traded today.
Backup step. I think it's unlikely he gets traded because of his contract. That's number one. On top of that, I think it's unlikely because if he's there, I don't think he's going to be shipped from Germany to another team.
Team? That would be cool.
It would be odd. It would be odd. And I apologize. There's cleaning going on in my home, and I apologize.
Yeah, he keeping it clean like his picks.
Keeping it clean. Yeah. He's ready for the Halloween party at his house tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me ask you another question. Miami needs help on the offensive line. We've had a lot of injuries. Matter of fact, the most in the NFL on the O-line this year. Miami, do they make a move or are they satisfied with where they're at and getting these people back?
Offensive line is tough to bring someone out of a good continuity of an offensive line. So the quality of player that you might get might not be very startable. So offensive line, to me, is hard to bring in a very enhanced player in season, if you know what I mean.
I do. I think part of the reason that I want the Dolphins to go after somebody is because here's my dream scenario today, which will never happen. I just want to state my dream scenario will never happen. I want the Dolphins to go out and get two offensive linemen. Doesn't have to be one of them; just has to be close to starter capability. The other one just can be a good backup. And I want them to go get a middle linebacker. And if somehow the world and the stars and the moons aligned, I would love to go get Aaron Donald. Now, I don't think any of those are happening. Okay, just want to put that out there. Don't think any of those are happening. I can't say any of those. I think one of those things will happen. Chris Grier is somebody at the trade deadline that I could see making a move. The person would get 2 weeks off because I don't see that person coming to Germany to play. And obviously we have the week off next week. So I could 100% see that. Now, we have assets that are not players, right? We got draft picks. And you know how I am. F those picks, man. And if we have somebody that can, we have a position of need that needs to be addressed, then I think Grier has to be smart enough to look at that and say, we got to go after that. In my opinion, I think there's a really good chance we make a trade, but I don't think we're trading anybody away.
And I got questions. When you bring up the offensive line, I think the offensive line has been playing well for kind of like a no-name offensive line, except for
are you gonna keep up on that with third and fourth stringers though, Genesis?
Listen to my argument, and then Jason is here. He can let me know if I'm talking gas or right. But this offensive line, like a no-name offensive line, Armstead hasn't been there for the last couple of games. You know, we're moving Eichelberg and all these other guys all over the place or whatnot, and they're still keeping Tua upright. And we have the number one rushing offense in the league. how do I make it make sense, Jason? Because I was told that the offensive line was possibly the weakest part of this team, and they seem to be what's holding us together. Am I wrong? Am I reading this wrong, Jason? Because I look forward to those outside zones. Did we lose Jason?
I don't know.
I look forward to those outside zones, Steven, when we had Achane, obviously, when he ran all over Denver. But even with Mostert, once we get those outside zones, I think good things are going to happen. Left and or right side. Am I wrong? Am I looking at this wrong, Jason? Or is this like we're just trying to patch it together here in week 8? Because the offensive line looks like they're doing very well. Big shout out to Butch Barry. You know,
the coaching is terrific because it's kind of a next man up situation. You know, a couple
Right.
of years, numerous years ago, it was like the unicorns. I call this group the uniforms because they're just uniforms right now. I'm serious. I'm Omar Kelly, man. You know, you're my guy. You're like my frenemy. The uniforms. Help me out here. But and I like that because it's a testament to the whole next man up that we all hate. But we hate it when we're talking about we can't find the next Teron Armstead because that guy's not walking through. So the Kendall Lamb or whoever is playing left tackle is just really doing above and beyond. But everywhere else, you could have a shuffle and you could have that, all right, you know what? He's out, you're in. And what they're doing is remarkable. So to your point, Genesis, when they're whole and when Achane's back, this team, and this is what I've been saying, in whole is not whole yet. They're a 6-2 team who's not played healthy, not played a perfect game. We're not at November just yet. And we're not going to be whole in Kansas City because you don't have Achane. You don't have him. You don't have there. When we get to Thanksgiving, if this team has their pieces, oh boy.
What about middle linebacker though, Jason? Like that needs to be addressed.
It's let's talk inside linebacker because if you're looking at Fangio, you got to look like the inside linebacker. And I would love a traditional Zach Thomas middle linebacker, but I don't know if that situation could exist here. And you have guys playing okay. I mean, David Long's playing beyond okay. Jerome Baker's playing fine. Playing Jerome Baker. Good. Look, if we're going to say what Jerome Baker is, he's a decent player and he's playing decent. He's middle of the pack. Genesis, I mean, I don't know if we have a massive upgrade for what we could do salary cap wise. We're at about what, $4 million right at the moment. And if you make a trade, to everyone's point with the manifest and the flight scenario, you're probably not trading a player out to cut salary. So what linebacker is good enough to bring in who could be an immediate enhancement for $3 to $4 million this year? You got guys at 5 or 6, right? But you need to kind of cut bait with money, and that's not easy this week. Now, draft pick-wise, Steven, we got a first and a second for next year, but then it's a 5th, 2, 6, and 7th. So if you trade a second, that's Chris Greer saying, F them picks.
Big. Yeah.
We better win an effing Super Bowl because then that 32nd pick looks great. I'll trade it back for a second, 2/3, and I'm good because we just won the Super Bowl. That's Chris Greer if he does that. So there's a lot of
all right, let's pause the conversation real quick about, and we're going to come back to it. Are the Dolphins the best team in the AFC right now? Because I believe that they are. I think
I'll
that
tell
they
you
are.
that on Sunday. I'll tell you that Sunday
And hear me out. Why? Hear me out. Okay. The Dolphins have been the most consistent team in the NFL this year, in my opinion. We've lost 2 games. The one game that we really got killed on was Buffalo. Hence my theory of divisional opponents, right? I have said divisional opponents know you better than anybody else. As a matter of fact, divisional opponents can know you better than you know yourself sometimes. And Buffalo just has our number. That is the only game that we clearly were outmatched and outclassed in. The Philadelphia game with 6.5 minutes left. We were down by 1 score. And let's call a spade a spade. We were playing the referees that night too. Okay. So we clear and look, I'm not knocking that Tyreek didn't drop a pass. I'm not knocking that Tua shouldn't have thrown a pass when he should, made a different decision. You were not going to be perfect in every aspect of the game. And all of those things played in a role on why we lost that game in Philadelphia. But we were clearly in that game, and we clearly were very competitive in that game. In my opinion, the only game that we got outclassed and outmatched was Buffalo. Hence, we are the only team in the NFL, in my opinion, that has been the most consistent this year. It hasn't been Philly. It hasn't been San Francisco. It hasn't been Cincinnati. It hasn't been Detroit. Baltimore may be the team that you can make an argument with, but just like us, who the hell have they played? So I think the Dolphins are the best team in the NFL right now. And I don't think it's close, in my opinion.
Well, I got a couple of. Go ahead, Genesis.
Before Jason jumps in, I would say we can be the most consistent, but if we don't, like he said, I think this week in Germany is very big, just for the psyche of the Dolphin fans and the Dolphins team itself, and beating somebody worth some, worth a bit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the sweeping New England isn't big and stuff like that, but when you look at the wins that we have and the records of the win teams, if you're really looking for a championship and you really want to, set your heart and soul with this team, we got to see some of these big wins. And trust me, from here on out, Jason, we're going to have a chance to see a lot of big games. So we're definitely going to test. So you can stand on this argument right now.
I'm going to stand.
I know, Stephen, but by week 12, you can really have some foundation if we still do well. That's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you right now, Genesis, and I'll let Jason go after me. When we beat Kansas City on Sunday, I'm gonna be screaming from the mountaintops that we're the best team in the NFL.
Jason, before you continue with that point, I want you to hear this point, but I also want you to, as a fan watching what Jalen Ramsey came back and did and his impact moving forward as well. So I want you to also follow up with that, because I think that's also a big point that we're not really talking about.
Well, I'll start with that because I got a whole fun thing to go on what Steven said, and it's a good thing, Steven. Don't worry. But the Jalen Ramsey thing to me was epic. There was a moment in my fandom and all of our fandoms, if you're of a certain age, where you could remember certain transactions. And the thing that always jumps in my mind, I'll remember where I was forever, my junior year of college. Before all this Twitter thing, it was ESPN Insider. It was the trade rumor. What's going on? And then my buddy comes knocking on the door. The only other Dolphin fan in Buffalo. We got Ricky. Went nuts. I went out to dinner with the dude. We had celebrations and just talked about the Dolphins. That was where we were with Ramsey. And then we got destroyed when he got hurt. What he did on Sunday, better feeling than I got when I saw him when we got Ricky. And I hope that puts it into perspective, because to bring everything into it, I've been a Vic Fangio guy before he was a Dolphin. Yeah. So
you were.
I've been on the soapbox from day zero.
The moment Flores left, you were on the Vic Fangio soapbox.
I wanted him a year prior to this.
Flores left, you were on Fangio. You were ready to go get him.
I don't work for Vic Fangio. I don't get paid by it. I'm not related as far as I'm concerned to Vic Fangio whatsoever. I admire any guru at a phase of football with longevity. Prior to Vic Fangio, non-Dolphin bias, Dick LeBeau was my guy.
Okay.
Anywhere Dick LeBeau is my dude. This is my closeness to that. Jalen Ramsey turns Vic Fangio into Tony Soprano.
Hello.
It's a different weapon. It's a different mindset. And we didn't even have Xavier Howard or Javon Holland. We didn't even have a full Nick Needham. Didn't have a rookie second round pick in Cam Smith. Got a guy like Emmanuel Agba not even playing over 27% of the snaps. This man's not playing with a loaded gun. So he went out and got himself a healthy gun. Tony Soprano, Jalen Ramsey. It's a different ballgame now.
All right, so what do you think about what I said? Go elaborate on what I said as far as
I'm gonna give a shout out to all of our favorite Fin-focused alumni podcasts, the Fish Tank. They had Greg Cody on this morning, which is my OG, right? I love that man.
As a writer, you love him.
Yeah. As a writer, I don't know him from a hole in the wall, but from a writer myself, him and Barry Jackson were the two people that I read in New York through ESPN Insider. You know what I mean?
Same here.
I'm going to give a quote for what he said today as what he was as a columnist. He's a podcaster now, was a columnist. He tried to write, as I'm going to read it, a neutral observer. I don't deny my background as a latent Fin fan. So I'm going to talk to you, Stephen, as that.
Yep.
I cannot crown them the best at anything until they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, prove that they can beat mobile quarterbacks as well as a very good tight end over the middle, and talk to me when they are full. Because if they are full mid-November and they are not beating teams 42-9 with return touchdowns, with sacked fumbles, with domination, I'm going to be upset because I think that's going to happen. I'm telling you right now. I can't tell you what I think about this team yet and their potential because they haven't been on the field yet, folks. They're coming.
Ooh, wow.
So I hear you. And I think that your theory is a very valid one and a one that's based on really good math. Okay. Your maths. Mine doesn't so much, for the simple fact that, for example, earlier this year, before the season started, I was asked over under Tua's year. And I picked that Tua would pick the under because he hadn't been healthy for a full season yet. But I clearly put the caveat on it that if he stays healthy, he's exceeding these numbers by every stretch of the imagination. But he hasn't done it yet. And because he hasn't done it yet, I can't fully put my 100% force behind it. When I was watching the game on Sunday night there in Philly, I turned to Solo in the fourth quarter and I said, we're legit. Like, no matter what happens here, we are a legit football team. On that, would I have wanted to win? Of course I would have wanted to win. I'm a fan. I think we had a good enough team to win that game. It just didn't turn out that way, right? We are legit. We competed in that game. And that's what I want. I just didn't want to get killed. And we didn't. We didn't get killed. We competed in that football game. It was a close game. It was a great game, to be perfectly honest with you. If the referees had have called it correctly, we would have had a real shot at that game, in my opinion. Now,
the only problem I have with that, Steven, is until that tush push is figured out, we weren't winning that game.
You notice I didn't say we would have won that game. I said we had a real.
No, I know. Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you. But that was.
But I say all that to say this. This Sunday in Germany. By the way, I think I'm so excited for my German brothers, Dirk and all them, and Mark. Game. I love that they're getting this game. I wish that they would have picked another Dolphins game though, because I would have loved to have seen Kansas City, us beat Kansas City in Kansas City. And I know Tyreek wanted that. I know Tyreek wanted that. Like, that's what he wanted. We'll have to settle that it's a neutral environment, and we'll have to settle that when we win. Kansas City fans are going to be like, well, there was the layover and the jet lag, and we're just on a down spur, but we'll get there. Don't worry about it. Y'all ain't better than us. I'm telling you, that's what Kansas City fans are going to say when we beat them on Sunday.
Speaking of Kansas City, Tyreek Hill or whatnot, yeah, I do feel that the Dolphins should beat Kansas City. I think they're all over the place right now. I think right now Mahomes is trying to figure it out, so he's going to go into video game mode and try to run around and try to see who he can trust. I don't think there's a lot of wide receivers and players that he can trust deep down in the game like he's had.
By the way, if I'm Kansas City, I'm calling the Vegas Raiders about Devonte Adams, by the way.
Yeah, that would be an amazing. He would definitely feel very good to have that particular.
If I'm Kansas City, I'm 100% making
and they probably need somebody like that, a dynamic wide receiver. So my question to Jason is, because I love when the fans are on there because he's been watching this for a while. This Tyreek Hill situation in Miami, are we appreciating this as much as we should?
No,
or is it
fans are not. They are not appreciating
right.
it.
So I want Jason, are we appreciating it the way we should? Or is he just that good that we probably expect him to possibly be better because he missed a couple touchdowns in Philly? He missed some catches. Are we thinking that Tyreek should be better, or we should sit back and say, hey, guys, you should know what we have. And should we be, but I'm asking Jason, should we be humble, or should we be like, Nah, man, you had more opportunities to produce.
Are you asking how the fan base should be?
Fan equals fanatic. So sometimes we don't think rationally. So that's why I'm asking Jason, should we be happy and humbled? Or should we be like, hey, man, Tyreek, you dropped a couple touchdowns last week. You dropped a couple passes over here. Come on, man. Or we should be. That's why I'm asking Jason.
I
got him.
The year that he's having is the best year in the history of the modern era. That's statistical fact. Does it say for having to make a catch here and there? Look, every professional is not perfect. Steven, you said it best. I'm going to disagree with the third one respectfully. 2 things were perfect. I don't want to say that face isn't perfect.
Buddy.
All right.
My wife, she'll argue.
Okay.
That's fair.
That Ryan Phillips is better looking, but that's about it.
I hear she also is like undefeated in the arguments too, so I'm not going to argue with the woman so much. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I know better than that.
But no. Genesis, he's having one of the greatest years in the game of football. If you want to look outside of the modern era, you're looking in the 40s and 50s, for gentlemen who have done even close to this in 8 games. And if you want to look at other NFL seasons of closer to modern era, if you want to look at the standard, the greatest football player offensively that ever existed was Jerry Rice. Now, I believe it was the strike shortened season. The strike shortened season, or one of his earlier years, I think he scored a touchdown every single game he played, but they only played like 11 games, whatever it was. But Jerry Rice, at 82, whatever it was, greatest wide receiver year ever. But then you look at the first greatest wide receiver year ever was Mark Clayton, so in 1984. So what Tyreek Hill is doing is a throwback to Mark Clayton.
Okay.
So I believe that we are not correlating the importance of what Tyreek Hill is doing and matching it to something that a previous generation once saw. Greatness never seen before was Mark Clayton in Marino's first full year. That was Mark Clayton's first full year. They came in as rookies together. Mark Clayton, an 8th round draft pick. They had 8 rounds back then.
Oh, wow.
So when you put that in perspective, what round was Tyreek Hill drafted in? 7th.
7.
Or the 6th. 7th. So you're looking at 2 of the most overlooked wide receivers, literally, in draft history. Mark Clayton, the most overlooked wide receiver in Hall of Fame history. That's neither here nor there. And look at what these gentlemen are doing as Dolphins.
If Tyreek breaks 2K, is he the greatest wide receiver of all time? Does he pass Jerry?
No. He had the greatest wide receiver year of all time. But no one's going to tell me that Jerry Rice is not the greatest wide receiver.
Hey, look, he's my cousin. I want him to be the greatest. My kids have Jerry Rice's blood in them, so I so be it. All right.
Let me make sure that is clear.
Hours in their lives, which
until someone does it for 20 years, no one's better than Jerry Rice in my book.
Is Jalen Waddle a number 1 receiver on 31 other teams?
He's a number 1 receiver on at least 60% of the other teams. I can't say that he's going to be
higher than that.
Everyone gets on me with percentages.
Yeah,
you're right.
Look, I'm just telling you. Like, I think there's probably he's not better than Justin Jefferson. He's not better than Tyreek Hill. He's not better than DK Metcalf. He's not better than AJ Brown. But he's like right underneath those guys.
Okay.
And it's not a big drop off.
If you want to argue that he's the best number 2 in the league, I'm great with that.
Oh,
he is hands down the best number 2 in the league. And I would probably say out of 26 teams, he would probably be the number 1 on about 25 to 26 teams. And there's about 7 or 8 that he wouldn't be.
What's so good about this duo is that they're perfect together with Tua. And everything is just matching perfectly. You know what I mean? And we saw that on the last touchdown to Jalen Waddle. It was the Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That touchdown was the easiest touchdown a top 12 wide receiver in the NFL will ever get. Why? Because he's next to or bookended with the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL.
Waddle's not better than Diggs, Bip-Bop. And I can hear the argument about DK Metcalf, Andrevius, but he also, DK Metcalf has Geno Smith thrown to him. Let's and I'm not trying to crap on Geno.
Yes, you are.
Geno.
You literally just did.
I literally just did. Okay, you're right, Genesis.
Jason, I got one more fan question, Jason. I just like how you quantify these things from a fan perspective. The pre-snap motion, what has it done for this offense? Obviously, we look at the numbers, but I'm saying if you can break it down, what has it, because it's not just the running back, it's just not wide receiver. Sometimes the tight end is in motion. Sometimes Tyreek is huddled down like a lineman and then he jumps out. Like what is this I like to see it. I like to see what it is or who's gonna be in motion. What do you see from this pre-snap motion that has been so intriguing this season?
It's enjoyment from what I see, from what I place in, if my eyes are in the defense or the defensive coordinator, straight fear. But that and it's effective. It's almost like when you're a defender and you almost have like a fast twitch where you see and you have to react, even if it's that split second where you even like just have to see, you're messed up a little bit. Oh, all right, that's off script. All right, that's not expected. And another thing mixed with that, what Tua and the Dolphins and McDaniel are putting in, watch how he turns and does his fake handoffs and how he maneuvers his body, which is something we've never seen from non-Tua quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So McDaniel is scripting the perfect way for Tua.
Cleo Lemon or Tyler
Stop.
Cleo Lemon. Oh my God, that's a blast.
Wow.
That's right there. Cleo
definitely didn't see it from Trent Green.
Oh, you didn't see anything from Trent Green. You know who has more wins than Trent Green?
Didn't see
everybody.
It from
He's never won. But
hold on,
anyway,
Jason, before you continue, Cleo Lemon throwback. The only thing I have is when he got blasted out of bounds. Did you remember that? When he got knocked out of
definitely was no Pat White. No Pat White.
Pat White was the hit. No, the Pat White hit.
Pat White was the hit. That was my bad.
Cleo, I thought you were going to go with. I thought you were going to say Cleo on the win with Cameron.
Sage Rosenfeld.
Right. My bad. Pat White.
Pat White was. The only thing I'll say is Pat should have.
I gotta get a game show music and. All right, let's play. Name that Dolphins quarterback. Let's go.
That's good. That's good.
I'm sorry for messing up your point, Jason.
No, not at all. That was great. That's great live podcasting. I love it, Steven. But the point is the motion plus the way Tua is putting himself in position, not just doing your traditional 3-step, 5-step drop. It's just, to me, it's almost like poetry in motion, which is what we're seeing. And it's working. You can't stop it. That's why, to go off people's points, and then I got like 5 more minutes, folks. I could do this all day with you, but I got to run. But, people are saying they're not beating good teams. While they have yet to beat a good – well, here's the point. No, here's the point, and then I'll let you go.
I just want to ask
or unless you
– I want to ask you two more questions.
I'll make it real quick. While they haven't, beaten a really good team, have you been fearful of any other of the games that they've won outside of the chart? No, they've beaten the crap basically out of teams. And that's not post or past Dolphins. Even last year, 2 years ago, when they were winning ball games, we were sweating games out against inferior opponents. That's 20 years worth of Dolphin football. 24-27 overtime win. We're squeaking games out. 23-20 last second field goal by Dan Carpenter. You know what I'm saying? But we're beating teams now. So that's what I'm going to say to the not beating good teams. We're pounding.
Thank you for answering all my questions, Jason. I appreciate that.
Oh, David Garrard was here. I forgot that all-purpose yards. Good name, David Garrard. Daniel Taylor said, #Ask Stephen D. Is this Miami Dolphins game in Frankfurt a revenge game for Tyreek Hill since he's going against his former team? That's kind of the question that I wanted to ask you, Jason, and also put the caveat in there. What do you predict from Tyreek Hill this Sunday?
And we need a score. We need a final score as well before you leave.
Oh, don't do that to me on Tuesday.
I'll take Tuesday.
You're right. I should know what I'm getting into.
No, not a score. Tell me what we'll see then. Give me something that we should expect then, since you don't want to.
I'll give you the score on Friday.
I respect that.
But thanks for pulling the reins back. What we'll see is Tyreek Hill being Tyreek.
Okay.
It's just the extent of Tyreek Hill. So
Can I give you a theory? Can I give you a theory of what I think might happen?
Don't say Alec Ingold going 7 for 120 and 2.
Well, hey, come on now. There's still half the season left. One of the things Belichick said about when that game 2 with Jake Bailey breathing is he got to see him for 3 years, and he knew Jake Bailey and all of his his tell. Nobody knows Tyreek Hill better than the Kansas City Chiefs. Nobody knows how to play him better. Now, I think there's 2 things. You can't really teach or play against speed. Like, you just can't. If you don't have it, you can't play against it. But if anybody's going to stop Tyreek, it could be them. But I'll say this. My hope is that McDaniel institutes Chase Claypool and Jalen Waddle humongously in this game on Sunday and uses Tyreek as a decoy for a lot. And all of a sudden, Tyreek or Jalen and Chase have these huge games. And in the fourth quarter, when the game's almost over, they throw one big bomb to Tyreek. And he's like, I told you it doesn't always have to be me. I'm a team player here, but I still scored one big one on you. Peace. And that's kind of what I'm thinking in my head. Like, they're going to use Tyreek as a decoy because they're going to be so focused on making sure Tyreek has a bad game that they're going to forget everybody else. And Tua's going to go crazy with the rest of it. What do you think about that theory? What do you think about that theory, Jason?
That's deep. You're going deep. You're going like really, intricate in the script here.
I know.
I know.
But oh wow! So I mean, Genesis was floored. He got
the
out.
internet master got Genesis.
But look, Tyreek Hill is so good. You have to throw to him, integrate him into every play. He's not even if he's taken out by a triple team. The Dolphins is so much.
Hey, breaking news! Breaking news! First trade of the day. The Bears and the Commanders are in an agreement on a massive trade for star pass rusher Montez Sweat, who will land in Chicago in exchange for a second-round pick. So Montez Sweat was traded to Chicago for a second-round pick. That just broke. DJ Genesis, the internet monster, got you.
Yeah, they got me. Yeah, definitely got me.
But yeah, that's big, Jason. I know you got to get ready to get out of here real quick. What do you think about that trade? And then do you ultimately think the Dolphins will make a trade by the end of today?
Nice trade. A second rounder is it's a 2024 second rounder, it looks like. So I guess that's fair market value for a guy drafted as high as he was. I don't know what his contract scenario is off.
By the way, the Chicago Bears on back-to-back years traded second-round picks. Last year, they traded a second-round pick for some guy who plays in Miami right now, Chase Claypool. Last year, they traded a second-round pick for him, and then we saw how that turned out for them. And then this year, they traded a second-round pick for Montez Sweat. Very interesting that Chicago is making a trade for that, though.
Chicago made a trade?
Yeah, that was the deal. That just went. To answer your question, Steven, if they weren't on another continent, I think there would be a lot easier for a move or multiple moves potentially to be made. So this is a tricky trade deadline, incursion with this trip. But
do you think Greer called potential? Like, is there a scenario where Greer talked to an Emmanuel Ogbah or maybe somebody else who's on the trading block and said, hey, look, you can travel with the team, but I'm letting you know there's a chance that you could get traded. And I
would hope not. I would hope not. I really hope not. That would reverberate through a locker room.
Yeah, it would.
So that's a big no for me in a sense that I don't think it's an outsourced move. I don't think it's ship out. If there is a move to be made, we're talking five hours here. We're not talking a lot of time left. If there's a move to be made, and again, I'm looking at draft picks. I'm looking at a first, second, a fifth, 2, 6, and 7th, I believe, for this coming draft. So if there's a 5th and a 6th that I could ship out for a $4 million player, and you have to just cut someone who might not even be on the trip because they're just, whatever, you do that business when you have to do the business. maybe that happens. But I would say it's pretty minimal that the Dolphins ship out a player. I can't see the logistics, or else we don't know all the information about who's in Germany, who's not. But I think we're also getting a little bit too fine-tuney there. But if Chris Greer could flip a pair of those 6, a 5th, if you want to trade a 2nd, you better freaking win that Super Bowl. Then I'm cool with it.
Better win. Are you cool with it? Yeah.
Well, all I know is Aaron Donald will be a Miami Dolphin by 4 p.m.
I like that. Jason, I hope he's right, but that's a hot take. If
Never gonna happen.
One,
but I want to see it. I'd be amazing if it
here's my hot take for Jason. Jason, I know you're a big Dolphin fan. You're gonna get up at what, 6:30 in the morning to start your tailgate, right? Because it's a 9:30 game for us. So what are you gonna have? Some currywurst, some bratwurst, or some frankfurters? What are we doing? What are we doing for?
I think
what are you doing?
It's a great question. It's a really great question because I'm pretty prepared. I think I'm going to do a really awesome breakfast of everything you could think of: sausages, bratwurst, to go with this awesome French toast concoction where I make a nice little, I love this word, compote, like a blueberry, strawberry compote. Okay. Well, compote. You know, I'm going to call Chef Jus. I know Chef Jus knows how to do this thing here. But
Shout out to Chef Jus.
It's going to be an awesome breakfast, everything you could think of. I think I'm going to break it out in the Blackstone, too. It's going to be fun.
Make sure you have a Jaeger schnitzel with it too, Monty. Make sure you have your.
Oh no Jaeger, no.
I'm just trying to get my German in. You know what I'm saying? I know it's going to be a fun week over there. Hopefully the Dolphins win and we get back on you next week. We're talking about them actually legitimately beating a real AFC juggernaut. So that's what
Jason,
I'm looking for.
You'll be on as my co-host on Friday. I appreciate you coming on today on Hot Take Tuesday and Trade Deadline Tuesday. And where can the people find you when news breaks today?
Oh boy. If it does or if it doesn't, you can go on over to dolphinswire.com, and I'm also on Dolphins Weekly. If you want to give a subscription, that's always appreciated. 100% free. Fun stuff weekly, pre-week and post-game reporting. So, Genesis, Steve,
happy Halloween,
love you guys. Happy Halloween. Be safe, responsible out there, everybody. Enjoy your day.
Everybody be there.
Love you, Jason. Be good.
Love you, buddy. Be well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We're going to stay up here just for a little bit longer. We got some more stuff to talk about. Look, I think the trades are going to start coming down now. At least that's my hope. Now that the first one's kind of out the way, I think that you should see a trade or two here happen in the next hour.
We should. I mean, the NFL trade deadline is quite boring, but
but I don't think a lot of trades happen in the last minute. I think more trades happen when they do it, when and if they do.
You think it would have happened already, right?
I think they'll happen now. I think they'll happen right now, and I think there are some teams that were just waiting till the last minute to see what they could get. Like, here's the thing: right now, I know at minimum GMs around the country are like, they're on the phone. They're on the phone right now. I don't think Greer made the trip yet. I think he's going to make it tomorrow or tonight. If he could have, but if I'm correct, I don't think he made the trip yet. So
you don't think he's over in Germany?
No, I think he's in Miami.
Yeah, business. He just got to go out on the weekend. He just got to take a weekend flight out there Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Jump on there, get there early.
Nah, I think he'll fly out tomorrow. I think
that's cool. Depends on what moves. The deadline's today. So after today, pretty much he's going to be in full German mode.
Now here's something. Here's something I want people to talk about. Okay, and I said this at the beginning of the preseason. If the Dolphins don't get Aaron Donald, which they won't.
You were really on this Aaron Donald train.
I would love to see it. It would be my dream to see it. Okay.
You know what Aaron Donald is, yo? Aaron Donald's the hot girl where you walk in the club and she's so bad, you're like, yeah, I'm not even going over there. It's like, that's what Aaron, but if you actually get her, it's like, So
I never thought we could get Tyreek Hill. Like, I just want to be clear.
But at least Tyreek Hill is from here, he's a local boy, so at least there was some type of percentage.
I never thought we were going to get Tyreek. Now, with all that being said, I set a theory this year that I still think is holds true.
Mm-hmm.
I said after the trade deadline, there's going to be a guy on the defensive line that the Dolphins are going to look at in deciding.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to play here in the past. As a matter of fact, when he played here, he was one of the highest paid players in the NFL. Plays on the defensive line.
Please don't say
he's best friends with Stephen Ross.
Please don't say he played for Tampa Bay and got a ring.
He went to Tampa and got a ring.
Oh,
went to
man.
Philadelphia last year and went to the Super Bowl.
We got a bad taste in our mouth about Ndamukong Suh, man.
I'm telling you, I think that could still happen. And I've been saying that for months. I've been saying that for months. I'm like, after the trade deadline,
this might be a hot take, but I think it's like Nick Saban, Finkel, and then the Ndamukong Suh deal.
I had no problem with the Ndamukong Suh. Look,
the deal. It just put us back.
It wasn't the Ndamukong Suh.
I'm not saying I'm mad at him. I'm saying the situation just brings back bad flavor. That's all I'm saying. Not him personally.
He did go to Germany. Oh, that's interesting. If he did go to Germany,
who did? Agba?
No. Chris Greer.
Oh, he's there already. Okay. He
must think the work. I'll tell you what, though, if he makes the trade from Germany, that man's a boss.
We're working remote these days. How many people don't want to go back into the office? It's not unfair for him to work remote as well.
I'm just saying, if he makes a trade from Germany and pulled it off,
that'd be kind of gangster, right from his hotel room, probably sitting in his drawers.
I'm telling y'all right now, I've been talking about Ndamukong Suh. Y'all can go back and listen.
We'll see how that goes, man. But he's just sitting at home waiting. There's a couple players just sitting at home just waiting. Right. There's a couple players sitting at home just waiting for the right situation, right?
NFL free agents. Nobody one guy I would have been okay with was Leonard Fournette, and he ended up signing to the Bills roster yesterday or the day before, I think, or last week maybe.
No, I'm actually good with Mostert in this system, man. I thought he was going to be the
next man I'm talking about at the beginning of the year. I'm talking about the beginning of the year. All positions, all types. I'm trying to find the free agents that are currently.
While you look for that, I wanted to see what the listeners and the watchers are going to be for Halloween today, man. What's their favorite costume they probably saw, or what they're?
What are y'all going to be for Halloween?
Tonight, man. We want to know what's going on. I've been switching up the mask. Y'all like the mask a little bit? I thought this was a hit. This was a hit. This was a hit at the game. I wore this to the Panthers game, and everybody was loving the way I was switching it out, making sure that the Panthers also got some love. So we was having fun with it all weekend, man. So
Lyle Collins is still available, offensive tackle.
We could definitely get deeper.
Jarvis Landry is still available.
Okay.
Kenny Galladay is still available. Casey Hayward, Melvin Ingram still available.
Okay.
Chandler Jones, Akeem Hicks. He was on our practice squad, I think, this year. Or he was in training camp with us, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about that. I think he was, though.
I got to give a big shout out.
Sean Hand was.
I got to give a big shout out to Cater, who, after he got dismantled by Diggs, your confidence can go left or right. He seems like he's been a very solid number 3 cornerback, and obviously been holding it down for Xavier and Howard.
I'll say this about Cater Kahu. Cater,
he's been balling. I like it. I like watching him play.
Cater is not as good as he was last year. He's not.
Ooh.
But he is exactly where an undrafted rookie free agent should be in their second year. He exceeded expectations last year.
Mm-hmm.
He took a step back this year.
I think he had one bad game against Diggs.
Let's get something straight. He hasn't been playing horrible. He just hasn't playing as elite as he was playing last year.
You just want to see a couple more interceptions. That's what it is.
I want to see a couple more interceptions. I would 100% want to see that. And I think now that Jalen's on the field, and when Javon Holland comes back, I mean, come on now, like that's
I know
to happen.
Imagine you could switch out your DBs and be like, all right, you're a little tired. You get in there. You know what I'm saying? You got like some solid rotation in your defensive backfield.
And I just want to state for the record, I love Cater, and I think he's
Mhm.
going to be a great player for this franchise for the next 5 years, at least. I love the kid. I think he's good. I don't think he's been as elite as he was last year.
Wow, you got some serious expectations for the boy.
I do, and because he did it last year, and I don't necessarily like people taking a step back. I like them going forward, but I also understand where he's at. And in theory, if he didn't have his elite level of play as he had last year, we'd be like, oh my God, this kid's amazing. He's doing great. But because he was so great last year, people are kind of, hitting them. NFL teams have contacted the Patriots about trading for running back Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke look good. Zeke actually look good. He's just not getting used in that system. They've been using Stevenson a lot. So I could see if another team
multiple NFL teams have called the Denver Broncos regarding standout linebacker Josie Jewell. Jewell is 28 in the final year of his contract. That, if I'm correct, is that a Vic Fangio draft pick?
Possibly. He's going to bring Chubb. He's going to get Chubb, and who knows? You know what I'm saying? It seems like all these linebackers that are great in Denver seem to want out, or they've kind of like exceeded their expectations there, and they're kind of like undervalued in the overvalued system, whatever the case may be. So, the linebacker position in Denver seems to always be like the first man out, man. It's weird.
I'm looking right now.
And those trades are crazy. I know it's another team, but James Harden got traded to the to the Clippers, so that'll be interesting in the NBA. Just a side note, since we're talking trade deadlines,
100%.
That was pretty crazy.
I would love to see Patrick Surtain Jr. to Miami too, but I don't think that's.
I mean, that would be great for the fandom. His dad played here and stuff, and but do we need him right now? Right now, like you said, you said that you don't expect X to be here possibly next year and moving forward. So we're grooming some of those young guys. So we'll see what happens.
Somebody wrote, it's time for the Raiders to move on from Josh McDaniels. McDaniel was fired in 2010 after losing 17 of his 28 games. McDaniels has now lost 16 of his 25 with the Raiders.
Yeah, I agree. It's time for him to
He's not a good head coach.
You know when he wasn't a good head coach? When he took the job, what was it, in Baltimore or New York? I can't remember what team it was. And literally like 18 hours, he's like, no, I'm going back to the Patriots. That's when I was like, yeah, you don't belong to be a head coach. Yeah, you back and forth in to be a head coach, to go back to be an offensive coordinator. From those days, I was like, nah, you're not ready yet. You know what I mean? You got to take that jump and that leap.
All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to let a couple people come on, say hello to us, ask a question. If you guys
okay, no problem.
If you want to come and say hello, get on. Ask us a question. We're going to bring a few of you on. We're going to do a few people. But the link it's not pinned, but it is in the chat below. So if you want to get on, come on. First caller, my man, Greg. What's up, Greg?
That candy bowl has one name on it. What everybody's saying, L.A. Night, yeah.
Ha
I'm going to be doing that to kids all night tonight.
Scare them.
I love it, man. I love it. Who are you dressing up tonight as?
Steven, look at the picture. That's who I'm going to be tonight.
Okay. All right. AEW, right?
You got the muscles popping too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the muscles. Look at that. I'm jacked.
And I'm just making sure you put on the muscle like a costume, or you got the muscles?
Oh, I got the muscles. Look at this.
I'm just making sure.
Greg's the man. All right.
Making sure,
Greg, all right, give me a rant about anything. Give me a rant about anything.
What am I gonna rant about? You want me to rant about how the Dolphins should have left after the game Sunday to Germany? They granted they arrived today, which is even better. But Aaron Donald, according to my sources, will be Dolphin at 4:00 today. You watch.
Wow.
And by my sources,
you have the same sources as a gas station attendant.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the Chiefs. We need a hope as Dolphins fan. Taylor Swift's not in attendance, because if Taylor Swift's not there, the Chiefs will lose.
She ain't going to Germany.
Sunday. It's going to happen again.
She actually got a concert. I think that was confirmed. She has a
concert.
Yeah.
Stop. He has not in Germany. You mean
not in Germany, but
he just has to work.
it's somewhere on the other side of the country, though.
Good.
Okay.
We don't need to see her. We don't need to get drunk by noon on Sunday.
Hey, let me ask you, Greg, what did you think of Stephen Ross's Waddle?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I was going to make this point on my show tonight with Larry K, but I'll say it now. This Stephen Ross, when we've seen this man for years, he has looked miserable. He's looked angry sometimes. This year, Stephen Ross, I feel like this is the most excited he's been. I mean, this guy has the best Waddle in the game.
He had a little swag with it. I ain't gonna lie to you, for old Grandpa White Man. He had a little vibe with it, so he had a little swag with it. Okay, I like
this
that.
is the most excited I've seen Stephen Ross been at a Dolphins game this year.
I like it. I ain't mad at you. All right, Greg, anything else before I let you go, buddy?
That Super Bowl has that Lombardi has one name on it. What everybody's saying, Miami Dolphins, yeah. And by the way, we're not going to show everyone that the Chiefs are frauds and not us.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Drop the mic on them, boys. I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad. Put my WDE mask for him. You know what I'm saying? WWE mask, got to put on.
Greg's the man.
And I like the energy on a Tuesday, man. It's amazing.
Anybody else want to hop on up here? The link is pinned to the top, or the link is not pinned. It's in the chat. I'm used to saying it's pinned. The YouTube's been acting real funny lately, so I'm not able to get in there and pin anything, but it's definitely been in there. I just want to throw this out there. The Dolphins face the Commanders on December the 2nd or 3rd, whatever, which will be there. The FedEx takeover, by the way.
Yeah, Washington is what? Shit.
But we will not have to face Montez Sweat. And I find that interesting because I felt like Washington was still kind of had opportunities to be in it. But I guess after the loss on Philly, they're the worst team I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think Tennessee.
They're the worst team I've ever seen.
Tennessee soon is going to take that bracket. They're going to take that mantle soon because I think Will Levis is going to come through and make Tennessee actually a decent team this year. Now moving forward, but Washington is an interesting team. I was watching.
What happens with Chase Young? That'll be another thing there, right? The next 4 hours, does Chase Young get moved now that Montez Sweat is gone?
That's true.
Young.
I mean, that defensive line was touted to be the best defensive line in football this year. I'm not sure what the numbers are saying, but obviously the wins aren't totaling up. So
Buffalo Bills and the 49ers are two teams discussing a trade for Bears cornerback Jalen Johnson, per Ed Werder of ESPN. Not excited about that. I hope. I mean, neither one of them really. I want some other team to come in and get them, not the Bills, especially the Bills.
Especially the Bills, yeah. Because I think a lot of teams, when you start getting good, teams have to plan and prepare for you because they expect to see you down the line. So I'm not sure who we have to prepare for, if whether we're saying, we're going to have to probably match up with the Baltimores of the world and obviously the Bills and the Kansas Cities of the world moving into the playoffs, because obviously those are expectations. But I think the Miami Dolphins is a pretty evenly built team. Like we said, the offensive line was the toughest part of that team in terms of consistency, and I think they've been the most consistent part of the Dolphins this whole year. Obviously, outside of Tyreek Hill, that offensive line to me I am impressed, because I'll never forget, Steven, that was our biggest question. This offseason was like, is this offensive line going to keep Tua upright, and are we going to be able to run the ball? Bro, they are what's past exceeding, you know what I'm saying, expectations.
100%.
They are, because that was our biggest. We were talking about the centers. We weren't snapping the ball right. They were all over the place the first couple weeks. Now these guys seem like they have really locked in, and the offensive line, I have to say, has been the catalyst to a degree.
Let me bring in another guest to the show, my brother from another mother, Mr. Lewis. What's up? That's Cap.
What's good, fellas? What's good?
What's up? We get on screen for a minute. Let's see your
What's
face,
up, Lou?
man.
Now, Lou
let's see that ugly mug, man.
Lou in his Halloween mask. Oh, there.
Oh, look at that Halloween mask.
No Halloween. No Halloween, man. Working my ass off, but no Halloween, man.
What up, baby? I missed you, man. How you been?
I'm good, man. Chilling. Can't complain, man.
What are you doing tonight? Are you dressing up? Are you gonna have trick-or-treaters at your house? What's up?
Oh, I'm closing the lights. No trick-or-treaters at my house.
You're like, I'm done. I'm not doing all this.
Locking them off.
Doing this.
Locking them off. No, we're gonna shoot over to my mom's house. She lives in a suburban neighborhood where they hand out all the good candy.
Suburban neighborhood.
See, I told you, Steven.
Yeah.
Lewis, I told Steven he got to come with the good candy. He's in a good neighborhood now.
So this is my first Halloween in a real neighborhood, Lewis, and I'm a little nervous. And I need to go out and get some last-minute candy. So I've been told that I can't get cheap candy.
Yeah, you got to hand out the good candy when you're in a better area, Steven. You know what I'm saying?
That
just makes sense.
I don't know about y'all, but that costs money, Lewis. Okay.
Hey,
or you do like Lewis and lock off the lights.
Just close off all the lights.
The channel so I can afford the nice candy. Okay.
It's one of the other, Steven.
I love it.
Hey, Lewis, give us a haunted take on this Halloween Tuesday, man.
A horror take?
A haunted take. I figured it'll have who the Dolphins gonna haunt somebody. So who's gonna get haunted on Sunday? That's what I'm.
Oh well, Jalen Ramsey's gonna haunt Travis Kelce.
Okay. I like that one. I like that one.
I ain't mad at you. Let's go.
But I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but I don't believe the Miami Dolphins make a trade. I think we stand pat. I think everybody up here, well, not up here, you guys, I'm just saying in general, like the Dolphin fan base, I think everybody's clamoring for all these big moves. If we did make a move, it would probably be bare minimum, like a depth piece here and there, just a guy just to come in and give us depth. But like, Steven, I know you're Aaron Donald. I've heard Patrick Surtain Jr. and stuff. Those moves ain't happening.
I know.
Miami ain't making no moves like that.
I said that they weren't. I said that was my dream, Lewis. Are you just gonna crap on my dreams, Lewis? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, pretty much, because we live in reality.
Pretty much, because exactly. We're living in reality.
Pretty much, we live in reality.
Yeah.
Lewis, hey, you hold on tight, Lewis. I'm bringing somebody else on. My man Will. What's up, Will? You not gonna crap on my dreams, are you, Will?
What's happening, Stephen D? I will try not to. I'm like lagging with the internet. So I'm gonna turn my camera off. Or at least I'm gonna try. You guys can still hear me, okay? Right?
100%, man. The floor is yours.
All right, cool. So, real quick, I just wanted to say what I think we should do, real quick at the trade deadline, and then I want to give you the hottest take, okay? So, two things, real quick. Oh, first of all, thanks for having me on the show, Stephen, and it's a great show. I appreciate it. I watch and listen all the time. That's number one. So number two, I think that this team, and we've seen it, when we're healthy, this team has too much potential and ability to reach a Super Bowl when healthy for us not to go out and get a decent center or, a guy that can play center guard. In the case of Connor Williams' lingering injury, or, Wynn is out for the year now at left guard. So I think we're crazy to not, throw a fourth or fifth rounder. I think that can get you. There's a dude on the Bears. I think his name is Whitehair. There's a couple of other guys whose names are escaping me, of course, right now. But I believe there's one of the Titans. Cesar Ruiz also on the Saints. He was the guy that we were probably targeting a lot of us wanted him a couple of years ago in the draft. That's a potential target. He'd be a little more expensive. But, if we were to go out and get a guy like that, really solidify our offensive line ability, give us the ability to dominate again in the trenches. Because, the only time really that our full offensive line was healthy was in that Denver game. And you saw what we did there. So my hot take, though, that I wanted to express is that you're seeing this team get fully healthy on defense. I think on Sunday we're going to get Javon Holland back, and I think Howard's going to be back as well. So we basically should have the entire healthy team out there. I think we're going to have statistically the best defense in football in the second half of the season. And listen, Got unbelievable pass rushers, a great secondary. You know, we stay healthy in the playoffs. I think we got a real shot, man. It can be as good of a contender as anybody. So there's my two things, man. I appreciate it.
I like it, Will.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. Happy Halloween to you.
Love it. No problem. Happy Halloween. Enjoy. I'll jump. Have a good one.
Will, what's the costume for the night?
Are you wearing a costume?
I'm going to try to dress up as a sane human being, and I don't think it's going to work. I don't think I'm going to fool anybody. All right.
Nice.
Enjoy.
I like that. Fire for that. Fire for that one. I like that.
I like it. That was pretty good. You know who else is not a sane human being?
Who's that?
This Creole guy down in Alabama.
Hey,
what
Dennis,
up, guys?
Real quick, that mask is fire, Dennis.
I appreciate
Hey,
that.
there's like 100-mile-an-hour winds going on out here. It's in Alabama. I don't know what's happening, but we got
hold on, Will. How much is gas right now?
Right now, $2.95.
That ain't too bad. I paid, man.
We
Miami
are under
needs-
$3. Let's go.
Whoa.
I love that mask, DJ Genesis.
Appreciate that, boss. You know, we just trying to keep it in the theme today. You know, we just trying to represent. You know, we was feeling a little scary today. You know, we feeling good today. You know, we just switched it up. Yeah.
What are you doing for Halloween tonight, William?
Jessie is gonna be a cowgirl. She decided this last minute, so I'm hunting down boots right this second.
You should be Wood. You should be Wood.
I decided that I am gonna go as a Cuban today. I'm going as Lewis tonight.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Sound effects, Steven. That
was pretty good.
I'm hoping that whenever if I don't go outside too long, 30, 45 minutes, somebody won't cancel me for doing blackface or something like that, because that's what happens when Creoles go in the front. Hey, Steven, real quick, I haven't gotten to talk to you since the show, since I did the show down here, and let me tell you, we had like 200 people there.
I saw heard you and Von 954 out there doing big things, baby.
It was a lot of fun, and Vaughn is fantastic, and I need to give him all the props in the world, because he just trusted me by my word and said, "Hey, come here, we're gonna have a blast." Now, I don't think he was ready for like how kind of I am. We was doing some wild shit. Like Steven, I hopped out to go hang out with somebody. We were just gonna hang out for a little bit, talk to a couple people. I didn't make it out of the parking lot, and somebody was already like, "Hey, we want you to come play this pool tournament."
Wow.
So Vaughn watched me play a whole tournament the whole day. But
like, I ain't never coming back to this country ass place. Not never.
Actually, I'm coming there.
Oh, you
To
going
Miami?
Yeah.
Guess when? Bills.
Oh, the last game of the season.
Okay. All right.
I like it. All right.
And then we're gonna Vaughn's gonna set up some stuff over there for me to come do whenever I'm down. So I'm gonna make a 4-day weekend. Or 3 or 4 day weekend for me.
Welcome
So I'm doing.
I'm mad at you. I gave you my mother's phone number and you didn't call her. How dare you?
Oh my God! I am so sorry.
You asshole. Okay. Yes.
I got so busy. I forgot.
Texted me yesterday and goes, "Your friend never called me," and I was like,
Whoa.
Tell your mom. I'm so sorry. It has been nuts out here. I had a show on Sunday. I had a show on. I had to get ready for another one. It's been chaos out here, brother.
I don't know. I don't know if I can ever forgive you, William. I just don't know. I
think we'll find a way through this.
We'll figure it out. He knows how to make stuff up. He's Creole. Those Creole guys are very nice. They know how to figure it out. You know what I mean?
So guess what I'm doing for this game over the weekend?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Remember that? All right, remember that lady's house that I was at? She had the Chiefs uniform in the back last week.
You're going to her house?
We're going to her house to tailgate at like 7 in the morning to do this game, right? And she's a diehard Chiefs fan, but she's like, these they are playing like shit, and I was like, I know.
And I was like, on Sunday.
So William,
yeah,
Frankfurters or bratwurst?
Listen, brother, I'm Creole, so I'm gonna do some Kaneka and and I'm probably gonna make some boudin or something like that. You never know.
I never knew about boudin until I watched what's the show with the Duck Dynasty. I never.
Oh, here we go.
Duck Dynasty. And,
culturally appropriated white people. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just want some good gumbo.
Lewis.
I just want some good gumbo.
Hey, brother, listen. This where I'm from.
I never heard the term culturally appropriated white people,
right?
I stay out of those conversations, Stephen.
I can't wait till I get to come hang out with Lewis, where everybody looks like me, and I'll have to explain myself. I just have to not talk.
We have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
We got white, we got black, we got Creole, we got whatever Lewis
I'm
is.
I'm culture appropriating right now too. Whatever this is. I don't know.
Whatever Lewis is.
I'm Cuban.
You're
Cubano.
What you are yet.
I'm a lot of things, Stephen.
You're a lot of things.
Oh, but hey, Genesis gumbo. All right, so the best recipe for gumbo in the world, the entire world, is here in Magnolia Springs, Alabama, home of the Creoles, baby. It's, in fact, you've heard of it. You've probably heard of it for like whispers of it. It's called the Three Sisters gumbo.
Okay.
And it's one of the best. It's one of the oldest recipes that you have. It's actually made by, or was started by my grandfather's mother. My great grandmother's and her sisters.
Steve, we're gonna have to figure out the link up with Will so we can get some of that Creole and try it on the show.
I tried to make it for Steven whenever I came to his house, but they wouldn't let me. They said, "No, you bought too many donuts." And I was like, "What?" Didn't make any sense.
That man, more donuts.
Nah, I'm big on the gumbo vibes, especially from up
all
there
right,
in the
well,
South.
I got any final things before I let you go, buddy?
Other than I think we pick up a lineman for depth, and I think we pick up an extra linebacker in the trades today. I think that's what we'll come up with. Obviously they're not going to be back next week, but I think we're going to blow out Kansas City. I think it's going to be a blowout.
You think it's that game where everything kind of comes together?
I would love for it to happen.
I think, well, minus we're having, obviously we're having some depth problems with our offensive line, but those guys played so good against the Patriots that it was just like, come on, man. If we can hold up, they did. They played real well, but if they can hold up for just this week, where Tua and Tyreek and Waddle can put up and throw Claypool in the middle of it too, that brother, this is a recipe for the perfect storm.
I mean, Chris Jones is going to come and bring some problems. That we talking about.
Let me tell you, if we do that, don't y'all come up here on Monday talking no nonsense. I'm gonna be up here talking.
I think Chris Jones is going to do exactly what we did to Myles Garrett last year. It's not going to be even a problem. I think we'll be able to. Let's just play fundamentally solid. And we won't have any problems. Just play within the system. We'll be good. Hopefully the backups that we have in will be able to just play within the system and move the ball, and we'll be able to move the ball on time. But I think we're going to blow them out, Steven.
I ain't mad at you, man. I ain't mad at you.
I think we put up to 40.
I love you, buddy. Be good, man.
I love you too. I'll see y'all soon. Hey, DJ Genesis, nice talking to you, brother.
You too, brother. You too, man. Hold it down there for the Creole vibe. You know what I mean?
You know how it is.
Yes,
I got you. Can't do nothing but that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
the whites won't let me have their credit score.
Get off my screen. right, last person of the day. My man, Papa Paul's in the building. What up, Papa?
What's up going on there, Stephen D?
How are
DJ
you?
Genesis?
What's up, Papa Paul? What's going on, Pops?
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. What can I say?
Beautiful day
I like
in the
that. I like that,
neighborhood.
man.
Beautiful day. What are you doing for Halloween tonight? Are you gonna have trick or treaters at the house or
At
you
my
doing
house,
anything?
no, they don't come down this far.
They don't come down that far. Okay.
I'm out in the sticks, Stephen.
He's like, I ain't got no trick or treaters around here.
I was out. I just came back from Virginia. I was in like Fader, Virginia, Papa Paul, and I had to do a wedding out there. My Airbnb was like a mile off the main road. That was in the sticks, man. I had fun. I went outside.
Well,
I couldn't see the back of my hand, you know.
We have dirt roads for our main roads, and then my house what they call a flagpole lot. We sit back behind another house.
Wow. Okay.
So there's not any. Even if there were kids out here, they're not willing to go 100 yards up a dark driveway to our house.
Yeah, if they do, you must have the good candy. You know? Papa Paul got the good candy.
That's the house that has the whole chocolate bars, not the little tiny ones.
Exactly. You got to sacrifice to go get it.
Yep.
Oh man, how you doing out here, Paul?
I'm doing good. I do believe we will be getting some sort of depth in our offensive line. If anything, people are talking about trading Ogba. They said Cleveland was wanting Ogba back and all. I said, well, only if we get one of their number one offensive linemen and a second round pick.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens here in the next 4 hours. I ultimately think there'll be a couple of more trades around the league. I don't know if the Dolphins will be in it. I would like for them to be. I just don't know. I am starting to think now that they're in more likely because they're in Germany. Shout out to Franzi, by the way, been a member for 18 months who's in Germany. He said, who will be in Frankfurt this weekend? He wants to know. He's going to the game. Shout out to Franzi.
I tried, but nope.
It's too expensive. It is way too expensive. I said, nope, can't do it.
I mean, I had a hotel for a week for only $500.
Only. That's actually a pretty good deal.
That's not bad at all. Like he's right.
But as soon as I found out the date, I booked it, and it was like shortly after that everything started going up in prices. But there was no way I could get the tickets.
Yeah, those tickets were something else.
What was the average price on them, just so that the fans could know?
I mean, ridiculous. I don't know what they were. I just know they're expensive.
They were originally priced at I think the bottom one was $75 for the cheapest one. But they were all sold out in 10 minutes.
That's what happens. It sells out like.
You got all
third-party ticket sites went crazy with them.
Steven, that's why you got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it. You
exactly.
Know something about it. Franzi said he just bought his ticket for 130 francs.
That's not bad.
What's 130 francs?
Euros.
130 euros is approximately 140 American dollars.
Okay. Cheapest was 75. Really?
That's not terrible. You just had to know somebody or be on that thing early. It's one of those things where they sell out really quickly, man. So Paul, you got a haunted take for us leading into the Kansas City game?
For them?
Haunted take. Well, first of all, Tyreek's not going to get anything less than 133 yards.
Ooh, okay.
He's going to be a nightmare to that secondary on Sunday, is what you're saying.
He's going to be a total nightmare to the secondary, and they're not going to realize what's going to happen. Especially with Claypool and Waddle out there, it's going to be like, instead of white lightning, we're going to be having the black lightning out there,
flying around.
I like it. All right, Paul, tell the people about West Coast Florida Dolphin Club, man.
West Coast WCFL Dolphins. We have our WCFL Dolphins talk, usually 8:45 Wednesday nights, 12:30 Monday afternoon. We have our watch parties at Glory Days on 50 in Spring Hill, Brooksville. And we will be there 9 a.m. this Sunday.
Let's
The
go.
game starts at 9:30. They open early for the game. They will have breakfast specials.
Nice. I like the Dolphin fans all around the nation. When you meet them, they're all in different places, and everybody's making sure that the fandom
There's a
still
place
keeps
to
going,
watch
man.
and eat on Sunday.
And
I
Steven,
love it.
if you haven't had any boudin yet, you don't know what you're missing.
I have not had no boudin yet. I have not, and I don't know if it's calling my name right now. It's not. It's not.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff, especially when it's smoked and
smoked.
We gotta try that, man. I definitely got to get out there and see what the Dolphin fans got on the grill, So,
Hey,
in
look,
the kitchen.
Papa, I appreciate you coming on, brother. You're the man.
I know you got to cut it short and all. You're already running past your normal time.
I am. I'm leaving DJ Genesis.
He's just gonna blame me.
Yeah,
I am going with the fact of I've always gone blowouts this year, and it's always been sort of close for the most part. So I'm going to go close this time, hoping we turn around and get a blowout to prove me wrong.
You're doing.
Okay.
Reverse
31-28.
Okay.
All right.
31-28. I ain't mad at you, Papa Paul.
Paul, before you get out of here, I know we're Dolphin fans, but do you see a decline in Kansas City's the offensive play calling since Eric
Bieniemy's left?
I see a stagnant. I mean, they're doing it because they're champions, but I don't see it as free flowing as it was in the last couple of years.
They are not at all the same Kansas City Chiefs that I know in the past couple of years. This year, they're dragging. And I don't know if you saw the particular stats that was brought up to me last night on the Swifty, but when Swift there, Kelsey gets over 100 yards. When he's not there, he gets less than 50. And that was a true stat that came across the board the other night. But they say Swift is not going to be at the Germany game.
I guess he's not going to get a concert before the game then.
No, he's not going to get a concert before the game.
Y'all are too much. I can't with y'all. I love you, man. Be good.
Love you too, Stephen D. Peace, love, fins up, everybody.
Fins to the right, the only game in town.
You're killing me, Genesis.
I'm having a good time today. I feel good. I feel good today.
I love it. I'm with you, man. All right, man. We had a great show today. It was Hot Take Tuesday. We had, I want to give a big shout out to Jason Sarney for coming on. Shout out to that cat guy, Lewis, for hanging out with us for a minute. And all the other people, All Porpoise Yards. Go check him out. All Porpoise Yards on YouTube and Facebook, I believe. And then who else did we have? We had Creole Man, Will.
Creole pulled up, and of course Papa Paul pulled up.
So Paul. Yeah. So it was a good show.
And of course Jason. We shouted Jason out, but I thought his takes were great, and I love to hear from the fandoms.
What do you got coming up, man? What's in the books for DJ Genesis?
What's in the books for the DJ Genesis this week? Tonight, actually, I'll be in Wynwood at 1-800-LUCKY. Just killing some Halloween tunes down there with my brother DJ Tillery James.
Okay.
Then obviously the Panthers are back on a homestand next week, and November is my birthday month, guys.
What day is your birthday? When's your birthday?
My birthday is November 27th. I believe my family and all my friends are putting together something for me November 25th. I don't know what it is yet, so they just told me to be free.
All right, so November 28th is that
27th. Well, the 28th
is that Tuesday.
It'll be my birthday show.
We're gonna do your birthday show now. Question, Genesis. On my birthday show, we drink.
That's fair.
Okay, now how it works is $25 or it's $50 a shot, $100 to chug a beer.
Sheesh.
And you can get pretty messed up very quickly.
Damn.
Are you open to getting messed up on that Tuesday?
When is that Tuesday? When is your birthday?
No, it's your birthday.
No, you say me getting messed up on my birthday?
Yes, the 28th.
Oh boy. Want to say
when do the Florida Panthers play that night? That's first question.
No, we don't play. I'm gonna double check. I know we played the day before, the 24th, and I think after that we don't play till December. But I'll double check.
Okay. All right.
If I'm not working,
So that Tuesday, we could
Mhm.
potentially do a drinking show, which I have on my birthday every year, and once in a blue moon, and usually during the season, I have one drinking show.
That's fair.
So if you want to make your birthday the second drinking show of the year, which is the only other drinking show that we'll have for the year,
Why not?
we can do that.
Let's
The
do it.
28th. But you have to make sure you are stocked up on liquor, make sure
Mhm.
you're stocked up on beer,
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. Is
All
that
right.
what you want to do?
Well, I mean, we're gonna do it. If I fail, I fail. It just
Let me tell you, I just
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying I don't
people
really
have
go
been
about
messed
like
up
that.
in the past.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm down for the cause. I'm here for the show. You know, I'm here. You know, I'm here for the
You
culture.
don't
of the
have
show.
to be. This is not peer pressure.
Steven,
Jeff.
you calling me out right now? I don't like it. This is exactly what it is peer pressure. Don't do the reverse psychology. You're exactly doing that.
Man. Jeff
It
Shue
is
says
pressure.
it's true, OG Genesis. It's bleeping true. I witnessed it. Be careful and drink your birthday shots and beer. Responsibility.
I'm telling you, Chef Jew, you know I have to be responsible. Steven's gonna try to get me out here looking crazy. You know, I still gotta
What do you want,
reputation.
Bonjo? What do you want? What do you want, Bonjo?
He set me up,
Genesis.
Vaughn. He set me up.
Yes, it is a setup. As man, brother to brother.
Thank you.
Don't let the white man take you down again, Kendall, all right?
I can't with you, bro. I just can't.
Listen.
He said you gotta talk to the culture now. You gotta talk
Exactly.
to the culture.
Listen,
You gotta talk to
I'm
the
doing this
culture.
for the culture, Steven, okay? Listen.
Look, tonight
I have
we're
fallen
getting
into this
messed
trap, okay? All right? I'm warning you. This is a fair warning. Okay.
What I feel I have an advantage.
Genesis, hold on. What he's not telling you is that the very first drinking show we ever did, which was what, 2 years ago at this point?
It was a Christmas show about 2 years ago. I know I was in Detroit.
Show
Yeah.
2 years ago. We did it for Christmas. And he did it.
I was
And
slumped.
let's just say he ended up laying on the bathroom floor in front of the
Oh
toilet.
no.
Yes, I was slumped.
Wait, hold
It was
on.
bad.
But these are self-given drinks. Like
I understand.
This is
Exactly, but here's the thing.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it.
The energy, hold on, the energy of the fan base also powers you up.
It does.
Right? So I was on. So I started off with mimosas because I was on Christmas vacation. You know, I was with the in-laws. We vibing. I'm cooking breakfast. I'm making
He
mimosas.
was cooking turkey bacon, Genesis.
Right.
Turkey bacon. Ugh.
Then I switched to tequila and ended up with and finished it up with Jack. Gentleman's Jack. And
yeah. So what I'm gonna do is have a birthday drink for myself, so I can, I gotta
Yeah.
plan this
Right,
thing out. It seems
so
like I gotta plan
wait,
it out.
the rules are, Genesis.
What are the rules?
These are the rules.
Mhm.
You have to have something that's liquor, that's for shots.
Okay.
And you have to have some sort of beer, or you can have a Truly's or something that you can shotgun.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. And you have to have enough, right?
Not liquid death.
Not liquid death.
No. That's water.
It looks like it's cute in the camera.
No, that's just
messing-
water.
I'm messing with
Bring
y'all.
liquid death with you anyway. Stay
Even
hydrated.
Jeff remembers the show. I'm telling you, it is. It was.
Shots. It was a fun
Jeff
show.
Shue said it's true. Spawn Joe was wasted on that episode. Camera
It was
does
not
not
good.
lie.
Somebody got the footage, Joe. Somebody got the
Oh,
footage.
we got
Joe.
the footage.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure the footage is there in the archives. It was bad. That was a bad day.
That was a fun day, though.
Joe
That
had
was
to
a
come on.
fun
Joe had to
day.
come on and warn me. He was like, "Hey,
Listen, and the thing is, I did it again with Steven, and that was a bad day at work. I was completely useless at work.
you did it twice."
Yeah, the second time he did it earlier this year, right?
Genesis, I do it for my birthday every year. I did it this year. I got messed up this year. OJ McDuffie came on and donated to get me drunk.
Wicked. Wow.
Richmond Webb donated, I think, to get me drunk. If he didn't do it this year, he definitely did it the year before.
So what we're gonna do, Steve? We're gonna promote it for the week before. Like, hey guys, remember to get on Genesis' birthdays next week.
It's a drinking show.
It's a
All right.
drinking show,
And
yeah.
so, by the way, we invite people to come on the panel and they do the show with us. So
I would not be there. I'm telling you ahead of time.
Joe's not going to be there. he
Nah.
said.
Wait, hold on. Wait, actually, I think I have that day off because I have a whole bunch of PTO I have to burn up.
Let's do it.
Why
Let's
Joe?
do it for my birthday.
So I might be there. I might. If I have the if I'm off, I'll be there.
Look.
How
So we
about
need
that?
to know: are you off? Go look right now. You're on your
November
computer.
28th.
Are you off? Yes or no? The people want to know. Don't try to back out now.
The people do not want to know.
Oh, they do want to know.
You know what, Joe?
We want to
I'm
know.
peer pressuring you. Be there November 28th. You have the time lock.
November 28th, you said?
November 28th.
That's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Wait.
It's a Tuesday
That's a
after
Tuesday?
Thanksgiving. We're going to turn up.
On Joe?
Genesis is not going to back
On
down.
Joe?
I'm pulling it up, dude. Relax.
Yeah, talk about peer pressure. Steven is number one peer pressure, even to get your work schedule. Joe?
Okay, hold on. So I put it in for the 20th. When I put it in for. So let me see if I could cancel the request.
Put it in for
my
the
man is going to
28th.
put it for the 28th so he can get lit with
I'm
it.
literally putting it in for the 28th. If you guys don't believe me, I'm literally putting it in for the 28th.
All right.
Okay.
We need an update on this.
You see that? Last 0 hours left. I had 8 hours there, 0 hours left now. I'm putting it in for the 28th.
Genesis, that's how big this is. That's how big these shows are. We only
Tuesday.
do a year. We do my birthday and we do a random day.
And here it is.
You
ready?
And we're going to take your birthday as the second day.
All right.
Submit request.
Submit request for November 20th. Yay! Where's the clap,
There.
Steven? Where's the clap, Steven?
Approved?
No, that's all my other time that got approved. It is now pending.
Pending.
Fell off my stand. See, pending. November 28th, pending.
Nah, you know what? Yo, I appreciate the love.
Cesar says Steven is an undercover bully. Don't let the kindness act.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, I definitely picked up on them vibes. Yeah.
What we not going to do, Genesis.
He's a bully with a smile. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
So I put in the request, okay? That's all I got for you. I put in the request. I should know by the end of the week if I get approved or not. But literally all of November, I'm having all my Fridays off in November. Then I take 2 weeks off in December. So.
Shout out to the corporate thug. You know what I mean?
Shout out from work from home. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that part. Of course. Yeah, work from home. All right.
Shoot, that's the only thing COVID got right.
So, Joe, what you gonna be for Halloween? I see the Superman shirt. You know,
I am a father of three that's hoping his kids won't say, "Let's go trick or treating." That's what I'm being for Halloween.
Yeah. Do you live in a neighborhood, and are they?
Of course.
And are they dressing up?
So here's the thing. It's been weird this year because all the kids, all the school events, they've been having Halloween events like a week early.
Okay. Did they dress up? What did they dress up?
Yes. So what? My oldest son was Black Panther.
All right.
Wakanda forever.
Then I had a Elsa. My daughter was Elsa.
Okay. Let it go.
I love how Steven.
And my youngest was Woody from Toy Story.
There's a pain in my boot. Something like
so.
You got a friend in me.
He wanted to. For some reason, he wanted to be Sully, but we couldn't find a big enough Sully suit.
You got a friend in me.
That's a pretty big. I mean, Woody sounds. You know, Buzz Lightyear usually is a swag, but you know, shout out to the kid dressing up. You know, and dad take him out.
Friends.
Yeah. So and they had like this.
Friend in me.
Look what you started, Joe. Look what you started.
So they had a thing at the school where they had like
in my boot. Yeah.
So hold on. They had a thing at school. Right, it was trunk or treat where apparently cars pull up and decorate their back of their trunk, and you have to vote on it, and they passed out candy there. So we did that, and we did another event where we did trick or treating. Then now it's actually Halloween. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers got school tomorrow. So
Andrevius, we want to know: are you coming on and drinking with us on the?
Andrevius better be there. He works from home, so he has no excuse.
Hold up. I am dropping the link right now specifically for Andrevius. Nobody else.
Bring Andrevius up here.
We need to know, Andrevius, are you drinking with us on the 28th on our second drinking show of the year?
I know he has a PTO because he works from home.
I know he does. I know he got a PPO.
Joe, what does this say?
Live 21?
Drinking recovery solution.
I'm already ready. Shout out to my boys.
There you go.
It's an unofficial sponsorship, but after I get lit, this is what I'm having to recover, you know? So shout out to Live 21.
Travius, hold on. I got this. Where's it at?
Yeah. Please call him up.
Andrevius to platform. Andrevius to the platform. Andrevius to the principal's office. Andrevius to the principal's office.
The whole PA system came out. Okay.
Yes.
I think
We're not playing Andreas. We need to know. This is real. This is real life here. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm with it, man. I like being incorporated into the family and what the family does. So
Yeah, you definitely about to get initiated in.
Uh oh.
Yeah, you're about to get jumped in, and it's rough.
He says it's gonna be rough.
It's rough.
I like it. I'm with it though. So
Andrevius,
okay.
you just gonna talk on the chat and then not show up.
Mm-hmm.
See, Andrevius killing. You know what?
Let me make sure I have my bottle of water for that day. I know I got liquor.
Yeah, we gotta prepare. We gotta prepare from now.
So, No, I always have liquor at the bar. So,
hey, Genesis, what is your drink of choice, real quick, while we get?
What's funny?
Andrevius,
as I've gotten a little older, I'm in the booth, and everybody's always asking me what to drink. You always got to find a drink that isn't gonna take you over to the top, but also is gonna set the vibe. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I have like a whiskey sour, my friends kill me because they think I'm soft because I add the sour mix to my whiskey. But that always, that drink gets me through the night. I get home and I don't have any hangovers the next day. So I stay with a whiskey sour with a good whiskey.
What's the whiskey?
What's funny? I let the bartender decide. Anything over Johnny Walker Black is usually good. I mean,
anything over Johnny Walker.
Over. Yeah. Anything under Johnny Walker Black is a blackout. So that's what I've also learned. So
Andrevius did go Ghost. He 100% went Ghost. Hold up,
So that's my drink of choice. If not, my palate's getting a little expensive, so champagne also is a drink of my choice as well. I'm not really much of a social drinker, but whiskey sour is definitely. So at my birthday party, that's actually going to be a special. They're gonna make like a special type of whiskey sour that's going to be amazing. So they're going to have that for me as one of the special drinks. So I'm looking forward to it.
So my boy just turned 40, and he had pretty much Remy. So we were on 1748 all throughout his whole entire birthday. As I got older, we've become more bourbon drinkers.
More bourbon, whiskey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm very I think about past 4 or 5 years, I've really gotten into wine.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So wine is my jam.
Wine. So. I'm not. My wife is a wine.
Hello, Andrevius. We are trying to get you to come up here, and you have ghosted us. Why aren't you coming up here?
He really called him.
You called him.
I left YouTube. I'll jump back on.
Thank you. You need to come on. I'm putting the link in the chat one more time for you. Okay.
And Steven's not a bully at all. Not at all.
Right?
Not even a little
I
bit.
left YouTube. I was like, get back on.
Not even a little bit.
But wine is my thing. I do wine tasting. Listen, I got wine tasting events lined up for all of November.
So I had I'm not a big wine drinker. My wife loves wine, but I'm not a big wine drinker.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have some at our anniversary the other night. A Cabernet
Sauvignon.
Yeah.
Something Du Bois Cavillon.
What?
It was really good. It was really good. It was a red wine.
No, wine is amazing, bro.
Andrevius, sir. Hello, welcome to the show.
The hell is y'all talking about?
Okay, so we are going to do our second drinking show of the day of the year on November the 28th. And Bon Joe on live has requested to have off so that he can do the drinking show. It is GJ Genesis's birthday, and we're going to do our second drinking show of the year. We usually do one during the season, and you are being asked to make sure that you're off that day to put him off just like Bon Joe did so that you can come and hang out and drink with us.
Okay, I'll put in the request right now. I don't really have to take off to drink with you guys, but
No, I ain't doing that again, bro. Last time I drank while I was on the clock, that wasn't good. No, it was a completely useless day. I was like, I had the PTO. I was like, let me use it.
The next day wasn't that much better.
Exactly. But I was like, since I have the PTO, Andre, I was like, let me put it in. But I'm like, Andreas also works from home, so I know he has PTO.
Is that a Monday?
That's a Tuesday.
That's
a Tuesday. Oh, okay. We lit. All right.
Andrevius is in too. Let's go. Genesis is about to get real.
Genesis, this is about to be bad.
All right, now, Genesis, you have homework. You have to get somebody from your crew that you hang out with on the show to drink with us during that show.
That's no problem.
And hang out with us.
Got you.
And then we're gonna try to get like OJ McDuffie to stop by and maybe some other YouTubers to come out and hang out with us for a minute here or there. And we're gonna raise and we're gonna raise some money that day for the channel.
Have Solo D up here because I'm pretty sure Solo D has yet to give you a track. He has yet to give you a track.
I know he has. Y'all need to get on. Y'all need to tweet at Solo talking about where's Stephen D's track at. Don't worry, I've been telling him for 3 years to give me a track, but we not gonna go there.
You're not gonna go there. You know, we know.
You know what? I know people now. Genesis, I need you to make me a track. You need to make me a beat for Solo. Okay, so can you do that? Can you make me a beat for my morning show for Solo?
Got you.
I'm not playing. I need that.
Anyway, Steven, I have 9 minutes. I have to get back to work. I have a meeting at 1.
Bonjo.
I gotta go.
Bonjo.
Steven as well. I gotta get out of here as well. Man.
We all gotta get out of here. Bonjo, stay black.
It's the only thing. Actually, I have no choice, really. So
get out of here. Hey, Andrevius, stay black. Be good.
I'm black too. You know, it's fun being black.
You know what I mean? Represent for the culture.
Did you have a good time today?
Yo, we had a blast today, man. Yo, the costumes was hitting. Everybody was fun with it. You know, we got some great takes. You know, I thought Jeremy was amazing answering my questions. I thought that was great. Of course, Paul was
Jason.
Papa Paul. Jason, my bad. Jason came on. The All Fan for Life and yeah, have fun with it, Steven. We had to take. I like the Fred Flintstone vibes, you know.
Yabba dabba doo.
It was a fun show. Obviously, we went a whole hour over we were supposed to, so you know that's when it's fun.
No. You know, I was hoping that a big trade would go down in the meantime, but
I knew it wasn't, man. It's the NFL. They always just tease us with this nonsense, and then you know what's going to be bigger news? The free agents that are going to get signed in the next couple of weeks. That's what's going to be. And those that get released.
Yeah. Dominican Sue. 5 more likes, we can get 100 for the day.
Let's go. Shout out to Chef.
Hey, tell the people where they can find you on social media and everything you got going on.
Hey, make sure you catch me on all social media platforms at I am DJ Genesis, man. You can catch me on the 109 stage at the Amerant Bank Arena at every Panthers game. And of course, I'm just in these streets, you know.
I'm out here in these streets.
I'm in these streets as well. You can catch me in the lounge. You can catch me with Bacardi. You're definitely gonna catch me when Art Basel comes around these streets. Just follow me. You can find where I'm at.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers right here on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Ian Rappaport reporting that Chase Young is going to be moved. They are still listening to offers, so Chase Young's looks like he's on his way out the door of Washington. Who knows where he's going to end up? Could he end up in Miami? We'll see. But tomorrow's Wednesday, Wildin' Out Wednesday. Everybody's going to come and hang out. It's going to be a good show. If you like today's show, hit the like button and donate to the channel if you're able to. Even if it's $1, it goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. And I really enjoyed hanging out with Genesis today. It was a lot of fun. These shows are
fun, man. Always fun, bro. Always fun.
Right.
I apologize when I can't make some of them because you know my schedule's all over.
You're busy, man. You're a busy guy.
Busy guy.
But when they are definitely the best. And I love having you. I hope everybody's enjoys their Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm about to go get some candy. I gotta go to the store. I gotta go get some stuff.
Let's get out of here. You gotta make sure the neighbors are right.
I want to go see Five Nights at Freddy too. I might go see that in the next couple of days. It looks like a good movie. But hey, man, I love you, brother. Y'all be good.
Love y'all. Peace. Happy Halloween. Go Dolphins.
Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time. To a time.